Oh, like Control S or something.
Yeah, something. I bet you that is my stop stream.
The Legion will conquer all. All mortals will perish.
I should probably put this loot on free for all because we don't need any of these for quests. That way you can get all the loot, Nathan. I guess if something cool drops, you'll let us know. Or otherwise, you know, play Reputation, Ninja Looter.
Oh, I also got fishing on this guy. I unlocked the artisan, and he's up to 225, and I can take it all the way to 300 now. For money making.
I have not touched fishing.
Fishing is pretty good in this game. Nothing complicated. It's just exactly what it should be.
Oh, there's somebody looking for a flipper.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Why would they want it when they're already controlled, though?
Because part of the quest is you have to take it over.
Oh, it's for a quest. Okay.
Yeah,
So the quest sent.
PvP
So
quest.
if this was a PvP server, then there would be quests encouraging PvP then in the zone.
Well, the quests are there, no matter if it's PvP or not.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we were on a PvP server, like, they would encourage people to clash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is good. That's what Dark Age Camo always did really well, too. Like, slowly weaned even a PvE player to, like, go out there and hopefully to get addicted once they try it. Like, they'd be like, just go down in this cave and get this item, but they know that they've also sent the other people down to get the item, you know what I mean? It's like smart design.
All right, where do you gotta go next?
1 second. Hang on, I just realized my stream's all broken because I had to relaunch it. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Alright, now I am headed to... Sorry for that, guys. I was trying to fix something in WoW and I hit a shortcut that canceled the stream. Let's see. I've got to go up to north to the pools of Agonar and get a cleanse something or something like that.
Okay.
Cleanse some bones of some creature. Here we go. We'll climb up here.
Yeah, right there's one of the PvP points. Flying the Alliance flag.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. Where's it at?
Over there to the
Oh,
right.
off the right there?
Yeah.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm off doing my... We're up to $200 for our rescue cat.
Nice.
Fundraiser, so I was getting this shared out again.
Oh, the pools are back this way.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And there's a Fell Reaver.
Yeah, let's not mess with him. I like, you can tell from his animation when he gets somebody. You can see him like do that little stomp thing and you know he just killed somebody. AFK check.
Right.
I'm here. What?
Yeah. It's a cool little area.
This is the place that I was talking about the other day somewhere to somebody. I was talking about how, like, as much as I hate quest hubs, it's the one takeaway from this game is I really abhor quest hubs. But in between the quest hubs, there's little things like this.
Yep.
Where it's like, here's this story of this giant, massive behemoth that fell here and its blood is tainted the whole valley behind it. It's like, that's cool.
That
like,
is
that's
cool.
a really nice piece of lore that makes up for the whole gather 500 of these things.
Alright, what do I gotta... I don't know where to go for this. Let's see. Maybe I just use it right in front of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you should have to click it somewhere in here.
Requires Bones of Agonar. Okay, let's see how we get that.
Come maybe back over here, because I did it over here, if that's the one where you're supposed to click to cleanse. Yep.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Seek to abjure my father's presence. Death awaits you, mortals.
Alright, follow on you.
Alright, what's next? Weaken the ramparts.
That's a dungeon.
Oh, okay. Let's just see if we can get these guys to run off. Okay, well then I need to just go get more quests, and let's just head back to Temple of Telemat. Looks like there's a lot of quests there I can pick up now.
Will conquer all.
Going the wrong way.
Contempt of the wretch.
My brother's asking a question. Maybe you'll know the answer to this.
Early Pantheon with a higher pledge not going so good right
Maduros.
now, but still
He's asking,
pushing.
what is the zombie plague, which I guess is coming September 6th?
That's one of the pre-launch events. That's where zombies are going to be attacking cities.
Blue Mage is now 60
And
AF gear, new spells.
If
Wow.
I remember, if it's
Impressive.
the right one, as you're attacking, you can get plagued. That will turn you into a zombie, and then you can go attack other players.
And give them the disease.
Yeah.
And don't they like during pre-patch we'll see the what's it called, his little floating island thing, we'll see it like above places and stuff, and there'll be zombies in places there used to not be, and some new quests.
Yeah, Delaran.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delaran will get moved.
Oh, it's
We'll
Delaran.
start to-
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Most of the pre-patch events offer pretty decent items too.
I did play New
sometimes
World
it's
at
like
launch
catch-up
for quite a
gear.
while. It's just too repetitive.
So, like, if you didn't do any kind of raiding
It's
or
a good game.
dungeoning or
It's just too
anything, you just
repetitive.
level up. You can get like some gear, get you on your way once you start leveling in Wrath.
Speaking of gear, Maduros, someone had said to me, and you can confirm this from Maduros, someone was saying, like, for epic mounts or something of that nature, so we're going to want to run heroic dungeons. Is, like, heroic, is that, like, a step up from normal?
Yeah, but what What do they mean?
I was told that one of the things I'm going to be doing a lot of after Wrath launches is running heroic dungeons over and over and over.
Oh, yes, yes.
And
yes.
why is that? Like, for what
Yeah,
purpose?
why is that? Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so like places like Wormrest Accord, that's a faction. They have several flying mounts that you can get.
By the light and blessings upon your
So it's
but
a
also-
completionist thing.
Yes and no. The thing is, like, running heroics gets you prepared gear-wise for the raids.
Perfect. Okay.
And the factions, and it holds true for Burning Crusade, like if you go back to Honor Hold, there's going to be a quartermaster there. If you look at what they sell, they're going to have different pieces for different levels of reputation. And I think that exalted most of its like epic, purple gear. Now it's not like a full set or anything. It might only be like a ring. Like you might get a ring from the Honor Hold faction, and then like a weapon from like Lower City and Shatterath, stuff like that. And they do something similar in Wrath of the Lich King.
Perfect. Okay.
Heroics
So that makes
for
sense.
Gear,
So-
heroics for fun.
Right. So thinking ahead, Nathan, for like what we're wanting to do for capitalizing on, being two of the YouTubers who are streaming Wrath of the Lich King, is just going to be the more nights a week.
Yeah,
I think there'll be lots of dungeon runs happening in our future.
yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different ones. I mean, there's like 12 or 13 at launch.
And if we're gonna raid and stuff, we're gonna need, we'll have to
Oh,
play
yeah.
more. We're gonna take it seriously, like it's
Play
gonna-
more.
Yep.
Oh, like even that's the thing. Even if the raids are only happening once or twice a week, as you and I are going to be the two big raid tanks. We'll be playing a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm down. Cause I want
Hey man,
I want
it's
to
what's
see
paying
the
the bills
content
right now.
Yeah, I want
I want to see the content and it's paying my bills. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
all mortals will perish.
Oh,
Fell Reaver. Mommy.
is he close to us right now?
No, he's off in the direction.
He was close to me.
Yeah, I feel the ground shaking. I'm getting a little scared. Where is he? Okay, there he is.
Greeting.
And surely he doesn't stomp through the quest hub here.
Cheese Chucker.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
some creative names.
All right, what do you have to do here?
There's some. I gotta get 6 hellboar samples, so I'm gonna be killing some
Okay.
of these hellboars.
I'm out of
But I do love that the Fell Reavers just stomping around, slaying people. That's a really good way to open up this expansion first zone. All the demons attacking that first area, and then Fell Reavers run around.
Oh, I didn't know what was happening the first time the town got attacked. Like I couldn't, none of the NPCs would do anything with me, and like I was getting stunned.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on? And you look up and there's like meteors falling down and all sorts of cool stuff happening. Like that yeah. There's a lot of. I've not had any negative experiences in this game so far. I think the only negative for me is just I hate quest hubs. When I did my
Got
Is World of
one here.
Warcraft Classic review the other day. All right, coming back, killing this one.
Yeah, pet it back.
And I gave this an
Got it.
8.5 out of 10. Is what I gave this game. And the
Yeah.
only reason it didn't get a 10 out of 10 is because I hate quest hubs. Like I hate
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. I feel like it's worth it, but
Well,
for the XP, and I feel like it's a decent way to solve the problem.
If they did it like Lord of the Rings Online or Star Wars: The Old Republic, where there's a very clearly defined, or I guess Final Fantasy does this maybe to some degree too, Final Fantasy 14, like a clearly defined main quest series,
Good point.
and that led you through, that for me is an acceptable, because that I'm doing something in the area while I'm doing the main series.
I feel like they did better, and I hate to even ever say this. Very rarely will anybody ever say this, but I do feel like that retail does a better job in later expansions, like where you just follow the quest and it's the story of that expansion. You know what I mean? I
think that they
a lot less fluff, you know, of just bull crap that like doesn't matter, you know, and not even good. You know what I mean? Just like random quests that are just there for
Should
that.
be one here for you.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over here and kill this one while you're looting that
I need
one.
6 of them. Where am I at now? Gotten 3 of them. What's up, Remy D?
Now,
Morning
I could
treat.
be wrong. In Burning Crusade, the way they did heroic unlocks is you had to get keys, and keys were tied to factions. So, like, if you go to Honor Hold, that's one of the items you can purchase for like 10 gold. Is the key to unlock all of the dungeons in this zone's heroic version.
Okay.
But I think in Wrath, it went by. That's when they instituted gear score.
Ah, they did. I've heard people talking about it, yeah. But don't you need an add-on to know your gear score or no? In Wrath?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
That was before item level. There was gear score.
I'm out of
Was
Or
it?
it could be item level.
I think it was gear score. I've heard a lot of people mention that when they're talking about Wrath. They've been talking about gear score. And you're dead on. Yep. Chad is agreeing. Wrath went by gear score. Alright, I got all the blood. So, right.
Yeah, you'll want to turn that in, because
Send you back.
send you right back out to use an item on one of the boars.
Okay, yeah, let's go do that. Then I'll go turn it in.
I've got mail. Oh, Maduric sent me something.
You got mail.
Man, that's such a forgotten. So that's up there with sounds that the millennials will never know.
That was so exciting back in the day. Oh, sweet, I got some mail. Wonder what
Like
it is.
literally, you open it up as soon as you log on, you've got mail. It's like, woo! Somebody cares about me on the internet.
I'm making a
Oh,
It was also
That turns in down here at the Cenarian folks.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
also
it's that
such
one,
like
okay.
it was
Well,
so
I'm already
new.
here. I'm gonna turn this in then, because it may send me back out. Because I'm already here.
It was so new that email was like you wanted to open it because it was like, yeah, like this is not. It's not a physical. It's new and it's technology.
Yeah, yeah.
And here we are, 30 years later, and it's like I dread opening up
Me
the
too.
mailbox because like gonna be 50 spam mails.
have
And,
not
Yeah.
forgotten us. Do not lose faith.
but tell you what, if I ever want to get bigger downstairs, I know how to do it.
Yeah, they've been. Dude, that goes way back to the early days too. As soon as you say you are a male, you're gonna start getting that. I was registered as a 15-year-old male and was already getting emails about how to enhance my junk.
Well, I just happened to go check my YouTube comments, Maduros.
No, I don't need it.
Several people on my live stream from last night
It's
who were like,
implementing game. Okay,
hey
nice.
man, if you're gonna be playing this, I'll sub. And then I'm down too. I played 76 in a minute, so that might turn into a Monday night thing at some point. You never know. Now you were mentioning it during last night's live stream, wanting to dabble with it from time to time.
Yeah, the only problem though is I don't have an Xbox. I'd have
Not crossplay.
No.
Dude, that sucks.
The only crossplay was when if you had it on the Bethesda launcher, you could play with someone on Xbox Live PC. It's only Xbox to Xbox, PS5, PS5, PC to PC.
Never mind. That's lame.
Okay, now I got the boar.
But don't you now? Do you have Xbox Game Pass, or do you have like
The Ultimate.
Okay, so then you can have it. You can play it on PC.
I should be able to play it on
Oh,
PC.
better
I
read
just
the
haven't ever
dumbass.
done that.
Here's the boar.
Yeah, 'cause, I had it on the Bethesda launcher, which went away, and it's now on Steam.
Do you have to beat him up a little while first, maybe?
Maybe get him to 50% or
Oh
something.
no, he already changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kill
Oh
him.
gosh.
Is the Fell Reaver gonna guess where's he? Oh my gosh, he walked right by us.
He was close.
Dude.
They have a pretty small aggro radius, to be honest with you. That made me pucker a little bit.
But yeah, that's one thing I never did when I was playing 76 was I didn't do very much grouping. The only time I ever grouped was for the like seasonal events. Like as an example, I don't know if you came to the town yet. It's just south of like where the carnival area is. During Halloween, they have a Halloween parade where there's like a bunch of robots that walk around town, and you follow them around, and it spawns like waves of.
Oh, is that the town where
Bugs.
Robots the mayor?
Nope, that's Grafton.
Okay.
But they have a similar thing there, where they have a parade going on, and another thing is you have to quell like some kind of protest for the mayor there. I know when you were live streaming on the radio, he kept saying, "This is the mayor of Grafton."
Yeah, I arrived there, and that was kind of where I left off, was because I was starting to do quests there, and I was like, there's way too much going on here. And I knew I was wrapping up, getting towards the end of my stream, so I ended up backing out and just doing the bouncer quest to go find the bouncer and his robot girlfriend.
Actually, when you have banned all spam,
No.
subscribe from always. So
Also
notification
because there
every
was a
new
ton
legit
of,
email you get is exciting.
That,
I haven't gotten
you
to
need
that
the
level yet, Remedy.
urns, Nathan?
I'm killing for. I was just killing them because they were in the way. The Taskmasters. is
Do you
what
have
I
these
mean.
urns as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope, I don't see anything about that.
Or maybe that's the quest you get when you run up in here. I don't remember.
But there's, aside from like the seasonal events, there's all those like you'll come upon. I don't know if you ever went to Mama Dolce's.
No.
That's right near the starter area, and you have to like run around and grab these different like meat packages and vegetables, and you have to throw them in these like converters. All the while you're getting attacked by mole rats and ghouls, and it's,
I was
they're kind
not
of like they're kind of like public quests.
And that was in
What
World of
they are.
Warcraft?
No,
No,
Warcraft
Fallout
Fallout 76.
Oh, I was sitting here like, what are y'all talking about? Talking about mayors, and I was like, gosh, what is going on?
What have I been missing?
I was like, this feels like they're talking about a different game.
But since I've played, they've added like instances. Like they've opened some of the vaults up as dungeons, and they've also added expeditions where there's different areas that you have to complete specific tasks. I know one of them's in like this mall where you have to like enable these transponders or something for the Brotherhood of Steel, and when you do that, it causes super mutants to home in on your location, and you have to protect the transponder.
Oh wow. Another pain question.
While
What's
it,
the
like,
max number of
boots
people
up
in
to
regular
send the
group?
signal or
6.
something.
6 people.
And I mean, when I say like super mutants, it's like group super mutants. So they're like
Yeah, I granted 2 of them.
3-star. They're like a normal super mutant, but you'll start seeing legendary. Well, they'll have several stars. Think of it just like, you know, triple up mobs or whatever.
Sure.
And they wreck you. They'll have like chain guns and rocket launchers.
Do you have a quest up in there, Nathan, up to the left?
I do, but not necessarily that guy.
Well, it will lead to him. I don't know if we can get past him now. I'll test it and see.
If he gets on you, we'll just start killing him. Oh, nice, we did get around him. So, what do you think, Renfell, about what do you think is the best number of max players in a party? Do you think 6 really is the best?
8.
Yeah,
no,
I think
I
8.
like 8.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like 8. And I'll tell you why I like 8. If the content is tuned for 6 to 8 players, then a group of 8 means that the content will be challenging, but not too challenging.
Yeah.
A group of 6, however, if you use the terminology, this game's too easy or I want more challenge, then it's a simple solution. You just don't go with 8 people. You go with 6,
absolutely.
and now you're challenged.
Absolutely.
Anything less than 6, I don't like. 5 to me, it's okay. It's better than 4,
Yeah.
but it's not as good as 6. It would be better with 6. Like
I
I
agree.
like 6-man parties, but I love 8-man. And 8-man also is like a mini raid, so it's like, do you really need to do raids when there's 8-man groups? Like,
Yeah.
if you just do a 2-group content, suddenly get 16 players, that makes the raids that much more kind of challenging in the sense that you go from 8 to 16. That's a big jump.
And I feel like it allows for more diversity. For like, do you want some more support? Do you want more clerics?
You don't
want
have
more
to have like
DPS?
you don't have to have the perfect group makeup.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the meta so much. You could literally go with like, oh, we've got 4 tanks today. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Now
we did
whoever
it- we
else
did-
wants a group, yeah, sure, you're in. You know.
we did something the other day. I think it was the last time we played this, Maduros. We were doing a dungeon. Oh, it was when we pugged with Joey last Thursday night in Zul'Farrak. And we had like a utility shaman, a tank, and then us. And it was super slow because we didn't have enough DPS. Like, we didn't have, I don't say enough, we didn't have a lot of DPS, so the group was super slow. But because we had so much utility and heals, like, it was just, you would never felt like you were truly in any danger. It was just, it took us a while to do content because we're just slowly chugging along. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And that's what the 8-man group allows you to do is, well, what do we want to do tonight? Who needs a group tonight, you know? Maybe tonight we're going to be a slow DPS group, but maybe tonight we're going to be a high DPS group. And you never know. I like 8-mans.
I do too.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
The
games
one-
do it. Dark Age did it, and I loved it.
Yeah, well, the other part of that too is how the game's built around the gameplay. So, for example, World of Warcraft, there's no need for an enchanter. Crowd control. They give crowd control to other classes.
Right.
So you don't need
the rogue
just
or the mage.
Right. So you don't need just a class that specializes in being able to control mobs and stuff. Which I agree. I like larger party sizes for sure.
I can't believe anybody took it any lower than WoW, though. You know, like, come on. Seriously, 4? Look at you, Elder Scrolls. That's ridiculous.
Standard for co-op games these days.
Yeah,
is 4.
4
Like,
is
that's just standard
yeah,
for everything.
4. You know what 4 players reminds me of? Nintendo 64. You know, that's really what I think of every time. Like, wow, I was doing this on my Nintendo 64 and was excited in 1996. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, isn't ESO don't like every class has some kind of heal ability?
I don't know if
If you
that's
spec for it.
Yeah, if you decide to go with it. So ESO, I kind of respect them for that, because you can make your classic whatever the hell you want it to be. You want to be a freaking mage that wears heavy armor? Fine. There's issues with doing that, but there's also good things about doing that, you know? So I do like that, and it does cause a situation where they change one thing in the game, and the whole meta has shifted. So it's always shifting. So there's never like I'm going to roll this class and level it up because that's the best in the game. Well, it is this week. You know, so you might as well just play what you like. You know what I mean? I kind of do like that part about it. I hate that it's 4-man. Jeez. So bad. I feel like the Skyrim, that mod that makes Skyrim multiplayer, is probably better than ESO.
You have the quest to like use the rod on this dude to make him lower level?
I think so. Azeroth the Powerless, yes. Use on Azeroth temporary remove his powers. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna move in.
That multiplayer mod would have been out a long time ago, but they were served a cease and desist because, well, not that they were served a cease and desist, but Bethesda basically told them that they were not allowed to use Steam servers for matchmaking. So they had to come up, they had to pretty much almost start over to create their own way to matchmake people.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they've been working on that forever, man.
Yeah. Well, they had it done.
It was working at one point, yeah.
And you could connect with your Steam friends, but Bethesda made them stop. Because that was going to be in direct competition with ESO and Fallout 76.
All right, have a good one, Mr. C. All right, what's next? Let me see here. Head to the north. I gotta kill some Thornfang Ravagers. I'm just gonna run these guys off if we can. Let me know if it knocks you all off your horse. If you guys would rather go to wherever you guys are, I can just tag along with you guys. I'll get plenty of XP from the kills.
You can probably pick up a lot of the quests because some of the mobs for the quests are only 62.
Yeah. If you guys want to do that, I'm down. You guys got to be bored out of your mind.
No, I'm not.
I'm not. Like I said, I'm just hanging. I'm like, I've been up since 3 o'clock and not on a lot of sleep, so I'm just kind of like auto follow streams up. I'm gonna make my coffee. I've already hit my minimums for the month, so I'm just kind of like everything's in bonus territory for me now.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, these came from far away.
They do follow Fred a bit. All good because I know we'll eventually get to we'll eventually get you caught up. It won't take that long. Now that you've manned up and made the commitment.
Yep.
Chap.
Chop, bitch.
I'm always down.
Oh,
I just needed
you and I both suffer.
It's gotta happen, you know. Like I was waiting for that.
Right,
We're
and
not gonna make it with
is...
the other. And I was like, okay, then I'm making it one way or another, baby. I'm going to Wrath on day one.
The issue too is just you and I both have so many things going on.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. My bad. I'll be right back.
I'm not an engineer, so I don't have jumper cables to res you.
We'll be right back.
Dementia boots. What the hell?
That's what I get for not paying attention.
Start talking about that algorithm and Nathan's eyes just glaze over.
Yeah.
Must create content.
Well, the other thing too, Nathan, when's the last time you played retail? Have you played it recently?
Yeah, not too long ago. I hop on every now and then because I did unlock the God, I'm not gonna remember what they're called. The Tyran, the big dudes, the big humans. Whatever they're called. I unlocked that. Kultirans, and I do like the way they look a lot. So every once in a while, I'll hop on him. They can't be paladins though, so he's a warrior. But whatever, I'll hop on him and play around sometimes.
I was just gonna say that could be part of the issue too.
Is what?
You used to how easy.
Oh yeah,
retail is.
Yeah, now my brain is adjusted. Actually,
where you're just like face rolling.
Yep.
I even felt that with EQ2 going back, because I had forgotten that the TLP
Hey, what's up, Matt
servers
Bruce? Want to say hello during these mad times. Currently
difficulty
transferring
factor
colleges to complete
a real
diploma
thing
in
again
second
for
year.
EverQuest
Moving
2.
loads has been hella
And
difficult as
that
a
day
single
that
male.
Nathan
Man,
and I
hang
were
in there,
struggle
dude.
busing,
You can do it,
just
dude.
the two of us trying to
Hang
kill
in there, my friend.
3-ups in the gorge, and it was like, dude, we need some more fucking people. This is not fun anymore. Like,
Yeah. It's starting to get ridiculous. I like that time I thought I was following the Gandalf quest, but I had to accidentally went into like dungeon quests. I was trying to do a dungeon by myself, and everybody's like, "Yeah, no, man, this is solo content." I was like, "Dude, this is hard as hell. How could anybody do this?" And finally, Stans came in and was like, "Bro, you are not on the right chest line. This is for groups." I was like, "Thank you." Jeez, been in here like feeling like I'm an idiot. I was in a dungeon by myself in Lord of the Rings trying to do it.
Nice. That's epic.
like Six ran over, give you a res, but right as you got here.
All right,
Six has a turban.
Oh, he does have a turban. Nice. Well, he had offered to heal for us if we went into dungeon, but I don't think Nathan will get XP, so there's no point in doing it.
I won't get any. I'm too far.
I don't think so, because it's 5 levels, I think, is the cap.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Although, if you want to run ramparts, we could totally run ramparts.
I'm down if we got the people.
Here, I'm gonna let me.
That'd be fun. I'm just here for XP.
Because I like to be lazy.
I can always come back for faction or whatever.
Promote Mad Max. He knows how to do all the. He's got a macro set up
Where's he going?
for finding. He has the macro set up for finding all the peeps. It's basically just need a healer and a DPS. A healer and a tank. Sorry. What do you need here, Nathan?
Ravagers and Venom Spitters.
There's a Ravager up here.
Guild quest.
Might as well go up and around. There's several in here. Oh, these you don't need. But I did see a Ravager up here. Let me see.
Yeah, I do need the Venom Spitters too.
Okay. There's definitely a Ravager.
Almost done with the Ravagers. Just need 2 more of those. I guess I need to turn my stuff on here.
Is that a healer or a tank?
Healer.
It's always the tank that we're waiting on. Why am I flagged for PvP? Oh, I buffed sticks. Son of a bitch.
I don't know how well it works in this game, but I do have a sword and shield. They are skilled all the way up. I don't know if I could faux tank in this game or not.
Yeah. We'll get a real tank.
One more Ravager and 3 more Venom Spitters. I'll be done with this crap. Alright, we got the tank, it looks like. Or is that a Holy Paladin?
Mm-hmm.
Blast Ravager and one more Venom Spitter.
I just got a tell from another healer.
Oh, wow.
I bet he's Holy Pally too.
Oh, there is one. Alright, if we're preparing for dungeon, I'm just gonna go turn these in real quick. Is it in this zone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's back
cool.
by Honor Hold. Hellfire Citadel right there.
Oh,
In the
okay.
center of the zone.
Yeah, that little cave it shows there.
No, it's the Citadel. So if you look at Honor Hold just northwest of there, it's Hellfire Citadel where the two meeting stones are on the map.
Oh, okay.
Well met. May the eternal.
Oh, I messed that up. Oh, crap.
So the Week of the Ramparts, that's for the dungeon we're doing? Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh. What are these things? Jeez, just ran into a bunch of epic mobs. Let's get out of this.
There's another group, Ramps group, looking for a tank as well. You know, the problem is, my Pally, I ran as a tank, and then switched them right around 55, because it was just so slow to kill anything. I switched to Ret,
Yeah.
sold all my gear, you know. So, you know, it's unlike Old World, where you could tank and Ret gear. You can't really do that in Burning Crusade. You need to have some, at least a little bit of spell power to be
Yeah.
able to tank as a Pally.
The flight path here, so I'm gonna fly back to Honor Hold.
Yeah, I've
See if
switched
Chris
all
made
my
more coffee.
talents over now to Ret, so... did
Well,
that
you'll
this
be able to
morning.
dual spec. I've been
Yeah,
told.
yep.
We survived.
Yep,
It's
for
just up to
1,000
what-
gold.
It's up to whatever you guys think we'll need. That's why I took up fishing, actually, so I could afford all that stuff, like dual specking.
Well,
if you
we'll
guys
need
think
you
we'll
as a.
need tank or healer or whatever.
Well, for raids, you'll want to be spec for tanking, because you need to be one of the raid tanks.
Yeah, but also I'm gonna have two Pallies, so I can be all three, and I will keep the other one up. You know.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
by the time we get to raiding, both of my tanks should be there. Now I'll have to pick one, you know, like that will be the one I use. But
More than likely, what I'll end up doing is once the static group gets leveled up high enough, I'll end up putting my mage in that static group, and as opposed to the hunter, because the hunter's cool and everything, but the mage does way more DPS and AOE's and everything else. But I'll be playing that DK probably 4 nights a week as opposed to the 1 night a week that we do the static group.
so we're about to do a dungeon for those
See
just
how it all
joining
pans
in.
out. My brother was just saying if he goes camping, he had forgot if he goes camping tomorrow night, he won't be for the dungeon. And I tell him, well, if that's the case, we'll just work on getting Sparrow caught up Thursday night. If he's going camping with the kids. We could just go do like another old fire grant, or just run quest chains with Sparrow and get all her sunken temples. Hell, we could still run sunken temple just to get her caught up. We're gonna have to run that place a couple times anyway. More if people want to do their
Oh, the class
quests. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only recently just replaced the one I got on my hunter. Because I took the Devilsaur Eye, which is a trinket. On use gives you hit rating and attack power.
If anybody in chat has
cooldown.
a level 60 to 64-ish tank, that's what we're looking for.
All right.
Yeah, that guy will attack you. Oh, he aggroed on you. Just
All right,
run.
I'm running.
He's PvP.
Oh, crap. Just because he attacks me, does it activate my PvP or I have to attack back?
Oh, I should check my mail. Mage Weave. Woohoo! I think I can just work on first aid now.
Yeah, I logged in. I totally forgot that I had sent the priest rune cloth. I sent him 1,000 rune cloth.
Hey, this isn't taken.
So,
Do you guys want to take this?
So when you guys first logged in, I set my priest up to just turn it all into runecloth bolts. Yeah, go ahead. There's 70 troll, shaman, hunter, and warrior.
Never mind.
If you were to flag, that would be it. You'd be one-shotted for
Yeah,
sure.
let's let them have it.
But they're probably flipping. Those
Yeah.
might be some of the flippers. Maybe
Probably
not,
is.
though.
There's
I'll be
no
right back,
real
guys.
Alliance players on this server.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah, go give it a shot.
No, I think I won't.
Let's see how much health you have. 4,000. Yeah, that's probably.
I could take at least 2 hits.
Well, for that warrior, that's probably a white hit for him at 70 with his gear. That would totally be cool, though, if they started getting more Horde players on here. Get some world PvP going.
Yeah, there's some rumors that they're gonna take some of the lower populated servers and smash them into, like, if they're high on Horde, they'll smash them into a server where they're low on Horde. You know what I'm saying? Are we supposed to go through this mine to get to this dungeon, or am I just in the wrong spot?
No,
Okay.
we actually passed where you go.
Oh.
I thought you were going to turn in.
No.
Yeah, if you follow me, I'll take you there.
All right.
So this area, there's 3 dungeons. 2 are on level, so like 60 to 63, 4. And there's a level 71. And down on the backside, all the way at the bottom, there's a raid.
Oh, cool.
So this is how you get to Ramparts, and then the level 71 is called Shattered Halls. That's up above. But here's the meeting stone.
I don't have a target.
The entrance is right here. Now for the second one, Blood Furnace, you actually have to go south a little bit more, and you actually run up along the ramparts above us to get to that one.
Oh, so that's what people are talking about when they talk about the ramparts.
I'm AFK at bio. Be right back.
All right. Any tanks in chat want to come join us? Level 60 to, I guess, 65. Looks like they already neutralized that horde. Keep. Yep, Richard, getting started early, man. Gotta make it to that Wrath launch, man. Gotta be 70. 61, we're waiting on a tank. Because this is my other Paladin that they normally already have a tank for this group. So I switched him over to Ret. I can't dual spec yet. So I'm stuck on a Ret now. And now we need a tank, of course. So we're just waiting on a tank.
Alright, I'm back. Still no tank?
Nope, not yet. He's at AFK right now.
Well, if you want to keep working on quests while we're waiting.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or you guys are already over there?
Yeah, we're at the entrance, yeah.
Alright. Making my way down there.
Yep, here. Richard Gray's right. This is the classic experience in full effect. Waiting on a tank, just sitting here. La-di-da-da-da.
Well, we will not be waiting on a tank very soon, because as soon as Wrath hits, we're going to have like 30 different tanks in the guild.
Might be waiting on DPS.
Yeah.
This is a good example, though, of where a dungeon tool comes in handy, because we could all go out and quest, and as soon as a tank queues, then we get ported into the dungeon, and we get going.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have thrown a fit if they would have put it in the game, but I do respect that they're trying to keep the classic feeling in the server, you know,
Maduros had a good point the other day, though, because he's had the opposite experience than many of us have had with the Dungeon Finder.
Okay.
What is it you wouldn't have found your guild in which game it was, Maduros?
In World of Warcraft.
He found your guild through
the
the
last
dungeon.
guild I raided with, I found through a Dungeon Finder.
You just happened to get in with people from your server? Is that what you mean?
I was, I was playing with, I was just doing the dungeon, and we were talking, because, socialization never happens with the Dungeon Finder, right?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Well, it does. It's just more, well, some people would argue that it's rare, period. Even, because I pugged in EverQuest, but that game's old as crap, but I did pug in EverQuest, and, there wasn't a lot of talking there either.
But yeah, that's my opposite experience to what a lot of people complain about.
I met a lot of people with the Dungeon Finder in Final Fantasy XIV, but that was same server Dungeon Finder at that time, you know what I mean? So you knew everybody you did it with was on your server, so I met a lot of cool people doing it that way.
Well, that's how it was initially. They didn't add what was called the battle groups till later. I think in the next expansion.
Play with every day, yeah. And there is something magical about that. Like, you get to know so many people on your server, and you see them, and you play with them.
As long as your server has the population.
As long as it has the population. But here's my thing. They need to do more server merges. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a server's dying, then why keep that server open? Why not merge it with the servers doing better?
Mega servers, baby.
Mega servers, man. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I like that. Elder Scrolls Online does a very good job of having a mega server that does sharding within it, or they do the phasing.
And most of the time, it's done so well that you don't realize it's sharded. Because, if somebody's in your party, they're going to be in your shard. You hardly ever see a situation where it's weird, where you're like, oh, yeah, you must be in a different instance. That almost never happens because of the way that it works.
You have any name quests or anything you need to kill around here, Nathan, while we're talking?
No, not really. Nothing nearby. I've got the quest in the dungeon. That's all. I guess actually there is one not too far down there, Falcon Watch. I've got to go the Rock Flayer Matriarch. I gotta go kick for Black Talon Claws.
Yeah, we can go do that.
Do that real quick.
Yeah, that was actually a point that Asmongold was making in one of his videos.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, where he was talking about he thinks that there should be a mega server for a while.
Yeah, there should be.
If there was, then yeah, there's no need for a dungeon tool. You have a healthy population. You're not going to have to wait around for a tank, and then when you get the tank and you all fly to the instance or whatever, then all of a sudden the tank's like, oh, I gotta go, my kid needs something, and then you're back to having to look for a tank.
Yep.
After you just flew to the dungeon.
I'm still surprised that guy stuck with us throughout the whole Black Fathom run that one day. That was a shocking
Black Rock Depths.
Yeah, what did I say? Black Fathom.
Black
sorry.
Fathom.
Yeah, Black Rock. Because he stuck it out the whole way through.
Yep, there's a whole group of people that don't like the sharding, though, so it's like you can't win.
I don't get it.
I don't
understand
get that.
Why people don't like sharding.
I get it when the game sucks at it, Like, I've played MMOs where they do sharding, and it's like such a pain, But when it's done smartly, I mean, who cares,
Don't forget, before we do the dungeon, Maduros, you'll probably want to change the loot back to group loot, because I had it on free for all for...
Yeah.
I just don't like sharding in my pants.
Yeah, nobody does. It's no fun.
Think it's a fart, and it's a shard.
I'll never forget the first time I saw that film and that term came I was like, what? That totally makes sense. Along came Polly. I love that movie.
We have to leave right now.
Right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
The basketball sequence is so brutal in that film.
Tech just isn't there yet.
Shirts versus no shirts. Slow motion, everything. It's just like, oh god, no.
Watch out, this guy's a savage.
Like your mom. Is this the one you need?
I think so.
Okay, I'll just get some mana up here.
Oh boy. It's getting bad real quick. Filling up my bubble. Hill.
The wrong ability.
Yep, I got it. That was it.
If it's gonna be one of that kind of more trying to find a tank, let's just keep questing, because
Yeah.
it won't take us more than 5 minutes to run back.
So chat was telling me that when Wrath launched, that was how the Dungeon Finder worked. It was same server.
Yep.
That's totally different
Yeah.
to me. Like,
Yeah, they didn't add the.
so
What
what's
they did later was the battle group. So they would basically like 10 servers for both PvP battlegrounds and instances. They formed a battle group, and you could get zoned in with anybody within that battle group.
what is the what's the argument for same server Dungeon Finder? Why is that bad? Like, what's the
Because
argument?
a lot of people, what I've heard, the argument, which I think is silly, a lot of people
Okay.
make the argument that they don't like it. The number one argument I always hear is that it removes socialization, and I'm gonna cry bullshit on that every
right.
time.
Okay.
Because they're like, you can't. There's no socialization when you're using.
You don't
a
have to
group
talk
finder.
and find people.
You don't have to talk. Our
Okay.
streaming sessions are the perfect example of how that's a bullshit argument, because we talk so much and we do it all while playing a game, a modern game using modern solutions, aka voice
Sure.
chat. Now, if you're typing and part of your socialization is the negotiation of trying to find someone for a group, that's not socialization, that's transactional. Socialization is we're in a group, we're having fun, we're spending 2-3 hours together, we're doing all the things, making friendships and everything else. That can be entirely done in a dungeon, out of a dungeon, just while you're in a group. That has nothing to do with the group finder.
Yeah.
The other argument I've heard is that it cheapens the size of the world, or it cheapens the exploration of the world, because it teleports you to the dungeon entrance.
Okay.
The ones that have the instant teleportation.
All right.
I know Mujin has made that point.
So, all right. So they are going to have a looking for group tool that you can say this dungeon.
We
this
already
level
have that
range.
now.
We already have that.
Oh, I
We
didn't
already
know
have
that. All right. So that's going
Yeah.
to continue to exist. So the only difference, correct me if I'm wrong, because that person will just join your thing, because you got to open, if you meet those qualifications, you just join the group, right? Is that how it works, or am I wrong?
It's if you the way it works in, like, say, Star Wars: Old Republic, if you take out the instant
Good morning,
teleportation thing, when you put yourself up in the looking for group tool,
Yeah.
it's gonna automatically match you to a group
That's what I thought.
that fits your criteria.
And do you
So
have
don't
to send a tell and say, hey, invite
Nope,
me?
nope,
Right, I didn't
nope.
think so. So,
Nope. It's
but
all
you do
automated.
still have to run to the place and meet up.
No,
right?
not in the modern versions, because the modern versions of games
right.
will teleport you.
But I mean in this game.
Yes.
Right,
You still
okay.
have to run there.
Okay.
Or have
No,
someone
no,
you and stuff.
you're not going to run there. You're going to fly there.
Sorry.
Hell, you're gonna fly there, yeah.
So that whole it cheapens the world doesn't hold up because you're not seeing it anyway. You're flying there. Whether you're flying on your own mount or you're using a flight path, you're skipping over all that content anyway.
True.
Yeah, so this comes back to the... I need to pay attention to my health now. Ah!
I'll try to get a heal at you real quick.
Go. Where did I put my bandages?
Yeah, these are elites. This is gonna be rough.
Yeah, this is a group quest. I forgot about this. Let me I forgot to do this.
What quest even is this? Raging Claw.
So it's there's arguments on either side of the fence that become invalid. The looking at the video I made the other day about people always want to say, when it comes to the reputation system or things, they'll say, I was here first, this is my camp, these are my mobs, right? First come, first serve is what most people want to say. And they go back to like Project 1999 and they say, I was here first, this is my camp, I'm going to claim this camp. But those same people will throw a hissy fit when a raid guild does the same thing and camps a boss mob and blocks all the other guilds from progressing, or blocks players from doing the content because they're monopolizing it. That's the same principle. First come, first served. Like, they were there first, it's their camp. If you respect camps and you want camps to be respected, then you should have no problem with a guild perma-camping a spawn, because first come, first serve. So it's the same argument where people want to try to cherry pick their data and say, I don't want fast travel because it cheapens the world, but they're more than happy to get on a flying mount or a griffin and, you know, fast travel between destinations, and they don't say anything about that. So it's the cherry picking of data which always makes me laugh. By the way, this is much different than when we did it with the group the other day, because I don't remember these guys ever getting to me.
Probably because I'm
We
not
had
a real
5
tank.
No, it's because we had 5 people the other day when we did it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to get them off you, but I'm not worth the crap. Alright.
That's okay, I need to stop doing that. I need to adjust my strategy for only having 3 people.
Yeah, I think you said it best though, Nathan. You're not going to be able to please everybody.
Right. That's the problem.
So there's problems that exist in MMOs today that didn't exist back during the golden age that everybody's remembering, that I think they need to think back. They need to think about it a little bit more as to what possibly could be a solution to the problems that plague those games.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
I mean, it's almost like they want to go back to that, but I mean, there was real problems with the way things went back.
Oh crap, where is he? Oh, she's right in my path. I needed a hill. Where is he? Okay, there we go.
He went up towards the mountain. Now that's why I'm personally okay with the whole instant teleportation thing, because it doesn't bother me. I would rather be able to, this comes back to the discussion we had about the wasting of time. I don't want my time to be wasted. I don't want to spend 3 hours looking for a tank. I want to be able to get a tank, go do the dungeon, get the things done that I need to do, and then be able to log off and go about my business. Because I don't want to spend 75% of my gameplay session looking for a member of a group. You know what I mean? Like, let me go.
I think when the game's new, I don't want. I want the I want the game world to feel as big as it really is. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I like running around and finding things, but that's if the world is interesting too. Problem is, we haven't had a game with an interesting world in a freaking long time. So we're thinking of uninteresting worlds a lot of the times. We're thinking of that, but like in Vanguard, that would be so much cooler if we didn't even have the ability to fly. You know. Because we would find stuff to do by accident on the way to do something else. You know what I mean? But then when the game gets really old, and you know, it comes a point where you're going to have to add some conveniences, or you know, people aren't going to put up with it forever. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There's a. I wouldn't. You know, once again, I'm not the guy who would lose my mind and flip out if Pantheon was like, "Hey, we need some fast travel," which we know there's some, but it's player controlled, right? Certain classes will be able to do teleports and teleport others. And there's some kind of caravan system, but we don't really know all the details yet, because I don't think they've coded that yet. Boy, it's so bad. Let's see.
No, it's all good. I've got my stuff up. I'm just gonna stay ahead of them until I can do this. Die, boyos. That's definitely a touch hairy, like 3 people compared to when we did it with 5 the other day. What's up, Crinkled? Good morning.
Yeah. Crinkle was saying that Group Finder will be a no-talk Zerg anyway. It was before, and it will be again.
It's a what now?
A no-talk Zerg. Just, you know what I mean? Like, they join in, you do it, they don't say nothing.
Well, it's no different than the way it exists right now. Like, we've done so many quests. Maduros and I have done so many quests over the last few weeks with these characters where somebody will be in the same area, and you'll be in the middle of killing a mob that they didn't even help you clear to.
Mm-hmm.
They'll run up and they'll spam INV, 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 invite, because they want the quest credit, right?
Yep.
They didn't help clear to it or anything, but they just followed your trail of bodies. They get in the group, they don't say a fucking word, they get the quest credit, and they bail. They don't even say thanks, bye, see you later, good luck. There's no communication whatsoever other than the spamming of the invite thing that they do. That is no different than a matchmaking tool that's going to put you into it. There's no difference. That behavior still exists and will always exist. And so I don't get the argument against a matchmaking system when people are like, it kills the social aspect. No one wants to talk. Come on.
What about
no one talks anyway when it's just that kind of stuff.
But you don't like dungeon fighters that are cross-server, though? Or you don't care about that either?
I don't care. I don't
like that, because then it really doesn't matter, and people are so rude. Like, their attitudes immediately go to crap, you know? Because they know, like, I don't care about these people. They're on some other server. It doesn't matter, you know?
I've never seen that it matters anyway.
Dude,
when it's
I'm telling you, dude, I watched Final Fantasy 14 go from server only. Everybody was cool. People weren't rude. They helped people. They were nice. They were respectable. You know, you still ran into a butthole every now and then, because there's people just buttholes in the world, you know? But it was rare. And then, cross-server, dude, immediately. People started their elitist bullcrap. It was so bad. Like, I watched it happen. I was like, dear God, this is why you can't do stuff like this. It was bad. And I've seen that in every game I've seen where it went to cross-server.
Yeah,
people are talking about something I don't understand, too, because I don't know the intricacies enough as well. People are saying a lot of people are upset about they don't want the Dungeon Finder because of it kills open world PvP. Now I don't care about PvP. I don't even know. I can't even comment on, because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't play PvP, so that doesn't impact me. I will say that Star Wars: Old Republic has cross-platform, cross-server matchmaking.
Sure.
It hasn't. I've never had it affect me negatively. I've never seen any side of that whatsoever. I see the same behavior that I see in every other game, which is the people join your group, they hardly ever talk, because you're not in voice chat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the difference here is Discord has started to change things now in the last few years, because a lot of people have Discords. And I will say this, that games that offer an in-game voice chat solution, you automatically are transcending the issue of communication, because you're providing your players with an instant means of communicating with each other without needing to go to an outside source like Discord. So
does anybody really use those, though?
We used to back in the day with EverQuest 2 because it was better than Ventrilo and it was better than TeamSpeak.
Okay.
So the EverQuest 2 version was really, really good. And we used it exclusively for raiding with our guild. Like it was a big deal.
Well, I know I know Pantheon's doing their own voice chat system, and I think Joppa hinted in the last developer update that they're going to be testing it in the free alpha coming up. But my whole thing with that was like, like everybody pretty much uses Discord these days. Like, do you need an in-game voice chat?
Well, here's why you need one in-game.
All right.
This goes back to the never let your client or your customer click out or click off your product.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Do not want them leaving the game engine for anything, the game client. You want them in the client at all times, because the moment they tab out, you've lost their attention. You want them focused in-game, logging in, so that you're getting their money and getting that subscription fee and getting the money transactions and all the things. You want them in-game at all times. So from that perspective, it's better to have an in-game voice chat system because you're keeping them from going out of the
That's a good point.
Of the client.
And I wonder sometimes if it just doesn't seem like everybody uses Discord to us, but a lot of times somebody will join the party because they're watching the stream and they got the right level and they'll hop in my group and then they'll have to get Discord, set it up, and maybe just from our perspective it seems like everybody uses it, but maybe it is a barrier for some people.
we have plenty of people who join us who don't have Discord. I have to flag people constantly because there's a ton of people who are in our guild who aren't on our Discord server for the Wandering Hermits.
Right.
And just the other day, someone was, I think Brian was telling me that people in the guild were online asking about, we should just start we should get a Discord server set up so that we can have in-game communications. And Brian was like, do you guys not realize it's in the most message of the day? People don't even read the message of the day. Like we have a guild Discord server.
Yeah.
It's right there in the MOTD, but a lot of people just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But I think an in-game voice, and someone's saying that World of Warcraft has an in-game voice chat, but Ross says he doesn't think it's ever worked. I've never used it because I use Discord for everything, so I'm logged in 24/7, and I have been.
Yeah, it feels like
years,
just a part of my life. It's on my phone. It's it's just. But that may not be true for everybody. So there may be a barrier there. You know what I mean? Like where. Do you remember back when there were several, and some people used TeamSpeak, some people used whatever the other one was called?
Oh yeah.
And I remember that. And I was like, dude, I'm not using both. I remember that. I was like, so if you guys I use TeamSpeak.
Roger Wilco.
Welcome, Gamer Grandpa. Welcome to the channel as a member, my friend. Welcome, man.
I gotta cut in a little bit, or I'm not gonna be able to talk. I need to go back to the topic of it killed world PvP.
Okay.
I would argue.
So explain that. I don't understand. How does it kill? I don't get it.
Well, open world PvP is like what's in this zone.
Right.
The way the dungeon tool killed that is it also introduced where you would instantly, like you only did battlegrounds then. People would queue up and instantly go into
so they were just hanging out in Stormwind or whatever, so they weren't out in the world, therefore there was less world
queuing
PvP.
up. Right, queuing up for PvP.
TeamSpeak, baby. I was a TeamSpeak player.
Because that was added at the same time the dungeon tool was.
Let's used to be
but
on
I would argue that
game voice these days. Yeah.
I'm PvE. I don't like PvP.
Okay.
I don't want my PvE experience affected in any way whatsoever by PvP. That includes exactly that. I don't care about open world PvP, so not an argument. The other thing, this is the number one thing that aggravates me more than probably any other factor when developers have a live service game, and that's them nerfing abilities because of PvP.
Oof.
They nerf an ability because it's too strong in PvP and it affects your PvE gameplay. That should never happen.
Yeah.
That is the quickest way to get me to quit playing a game or quit playing a class or lose interest.
Yeah, they need to be separated. That's ridiculous.
Like they need to have PvP and PvE separated, like their own servers. And those PvP people, part of them signing up or accessing that server, it'll say, your character's going to play differently than on a PvE server.
Yes.
It's that constant balancing because, oh, well, now that this new patch released and people,
But are you guys with
certain
me?
classes have way higher haste, now all of a sudden you have some classes that benefit more from haste are way more powerful. So they have to nerf that class's abilities. But in PvE, they're perfectly fine. They're right up there with everybody else.
I'm gonna die.
But now all of a sudden they're on the bottom of the DPS charts.
I was with.
I don't think
Sorry,
I want
got
to. I don't think
sidetracked.
I want to go to that area. Let's do another quest. I can't. I can't take those. I'm too low level. They beat.
No,
my
we
butt.
gotta have at least all of us here. That was okay. We were all ranting and got sidetracked.
Yeah, I knew I was gonna die too. There's like nothing I could do about it. It's like these guys
I'm
are
running.
totally destroying me.
I wasn't paying attention. I was like listening to Maduro's ranting. I had auto follow.
I agree with Maduro, so I think they need to be separated because it's just too much, man. It's two totally different things. You can't possibly balance both in any sustainable way. And if you make one group happy, you're gonna piss off the other group. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the comment that Maduro's made holds true.
Yeah.
People who complain about the voice chat and saying, "Oh, it ruined open PvP," that doesn't. It's a non-zero factor in the discussion regarding the overall group, dungeon finder matchmaking discussion, because the vast majority of people who use that are from the PvE community, not the PvP community. But it's a non-issue.
I think the problem too is that for PvP, now correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I've always felt this way, and I played Dark Age Camelot, mostly PvP'd in that game. But the majority of PvP, world PvP, in a game that doesn't have a place where you go to do that, right? And it's actually in the same world as a PvE, right? Like World of Warcraft. Is that it's dependent on people who don't want to PvP. It's a, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why it's hurting them, is because the people that don't want to PvP aren't running around trying to quest, therefore easy targets for PvP guys to gank them and kill them, right? Am I wrong? Is that not what that means? Like, you want there to be more people running around like us, willy-nilly, trying to have a good time, and you can just run in with us, your full group, and wipe us, right?
Nathan's got an ad. Probably just kill it before we get two other ads. Bring back here. You're gonna have two. Can I sheep these?
I don't think so. I think they're elemental.
Oh, I got two. Crap. All right, I'm bubbling.
Just run it.
It's already
just
about
run
to
it.
get me. Yeah, I don't know if I can get up in there. That's pretty deep in
We
there.
can. We can. We're just gonna need to be a little more strategic in our pulling. All right, that one dropped.
All right, they're off. All right, so we just kill them one at a time, maybe, and work our way
Yeah,
up.
we just need to work our way in there slowly but surely. Because we
Yeah.
gotta go around the other side.
I'll never understand why they do that.
Mix
like,
it.
Those are two totally separate gameplay.
Yeah,
So it's way different.
it really
And
is.
I would also argue that those people that really want this challenge that keeps getting thrown up in the air, and a lot of those people that say that aren't PvPers. That is the ultimate challenge. A mob is going to have a finite amount of responses to you. A player does not.
Right.
And unless you know every ability that every class has, and you play the 4D chess in your brain where, okay, if I do this, they may counter with this, it's tough.
I agree, Richard. It's usually is what it is.
I would say that, at least in this game, the most challenging content is PvP.
Yeah, and it usually is. And I think that's why some people enjoy it, is because, like, there's just so much information happening on the fly, It really is. It's like doing it's like a raid fight, It's challenging, and it changes, and every day in PvP can be different than the one before. So I get why people like it. I like it too when it's done right. But to me, done right is, it's separate. Like Dark Age of Camelot. Like, that's why it's still known as the world's greatest PvP game. It's because it was totally separate. You went to the place, you went to the Realm War, and there were objectives, and everybody was there to PvP, you know? And it was open world. It was huge, you know? It was awesome. But nobody was accidentally there. Everybody was there to PvP, and everybody was there trying to do maybe different objectives, but they clashed with one another, you know? And that game did something that nobody else has ever done, which is you picked a realm, which was your team. There was 3 of them, and they had their own races and their own classes. So you could know your own realms, races, and classes. That didn't mean jack, because you weren't fighting your own races and classes. You were fighting different ones.
I may have an ad. Let's see if I can get over there. I was medding up around the corner.
Alright, it should be right here. What am I trying to do here? Is it that thing?
Yeah, it's that thing.
Arendelle. No,
and you may want to go ahead and clear this other Raging Colossus because...
Sky. Okay, looks like I've got to... Yeah, I've just got to use this thing on that thing right there. We'll kill this guy first.
Guy's asking for an invite, but or else.
It's gonna knock us out of the looking for group. I'll put us back in.
Will?
Once you hit max players, it removes you
right.
from being able to look for more people, obviously.
Yeah. Whoa, what is that? What in the world is that? What just happened?
He's one of the bosses in one of the dungeons in Netherstorm.
Did this fall from the sky, though, or did this spawn out of the ground, this giant thing?
Yeah, it fell from the sky.
That's crazy. Alright. It didn't give me the thing, though.
Oh, you didn't stay.
Oh, I left it. I gotta do it again.
You canceled it. See, and I was reading some of your chat there, Nathan. Somebody said about PvE and PvP abilities should function the same in both content.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I would say that's just a clear indication that people play or want to play their games completely different. You know, so, but there's the aspect of you have to think about what other people want, what's going to be healthy for the game. I don't think that... Whoa, where's he going?
I don't know.
Oh, the mage. I hope you guys can get back up.
Yeah, me too. Seems like a weird area.
It looks like you can get up if you run left. You're gonna have to literally come out the other way. Yep, that way. Oh my god, I'm gonna get a mob.
Did you get your update?
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I did.
I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious as to why that person would think.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of that perspective.
Because you're talking about a computer-controlled, like a raid boss.
I think they're saying something different. I think they're saying that it shouldn't be that just because it's a PvP server that the abilities are different. They're saying
that's why I cried bullshit, because PvP abilities should be absolutely different than PvE abilities, because they're balanced for different things.
I mean, yeah, that's the perspective I've always had, but I'm trying to think of their point of view.
There is no other point of view, and I say this as a developer. There is no other point of view, and I can say that. Like, they are two separate types of gameplay. One is PvP, one is PvE. Two completely separate types. PvP, so player characters have totally different sets of resists, stat, abilities, group makeups, skill makeups, gear makeups, and so on and so forth, whereas PvE mobs are static. A mob has X amount of hit points, X resists, X abilities, X whatever, and it's static, it never changes. Now, it could be that a programmer could dynamically put in some sort of dynamic changing for the spawns on the bosses, but as a traditional rule, a raid boss is always going to have X, Y, and Z. It's not going to be a dynamic raid encounter, because we haven't perfected programming and gotten programming to that level of sophistication yet. Right. So as it stands in today, you cannot have PvE and PvP abilities working the same for both because of that inherent value. Mm-hmm. One is static, one is dynamic, and you can't have an ability be the same for both, because it will be resisted completely differently on a player than it will be on a mob, because of that static versus dynamic component.
Yeah, that's the only way I can think of it. I'm trying really hard to think of the other, and
and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that's there is sometimes things just don't work. Sometimes things just don't work. Like, that's one of those things that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel like it's been tested through the ground. It's been tested, like
through hundreds of games. Hundreds of games have tested this. It doesn't work like that. It just can't until we get a higher level of sophistication of the programming.
I'm gonna try to run these off. Going up this mountain pass up here, I think. I was hoping he'd pop back in and tell why he thinks that.
Yeah, I mean, that's constantly why they're trying to do a balancing act.
Yeah.
Because player power... That's the other thing too. Like, player power goes up.
Yeah.
So they adjust things like, they instituted in Burning Crusade resilience, which lowers like how long you get stunned, and they started instituting diminishing returns so that like a mage couldn't just keep you sheeped indefinitely. Every time they cast sheep on you, it lasts for less time. Like, why should that be the same for a PvE mob that you have to keep controlled that can wipe an entire raid?
Yeah. It's just too much to balance for a developer too, right? It's just too much. It's too much manpower to try to be like, every time you make a change that affects everything, It changes, it could change the entire way that people clear a raid, just from doing one change on a class.
We're level 64, Brian, but Nathan's 61?
Yeah, 61, yeah.
We're just helping him out this morning. Tonight's the night, Brian. We're doing Dire Maul tonight, right? What time? What time can you be available to do Dire Maul? Go get your epic mount. What do you need up here?
I'm trying to get beads. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Brown orc grunts.
Oh, the kinky beads. Gotcha. I
Yeah.
remember now.
Yeah, the kinky beads.
It's from the shamans or casters or something. I forget. We did this the other day.
Mage DPS
8:30 Central. Okay, perfect, Brian. That's 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, correct? Somebody may have cleared all these mobs.
Oh yeah, somebody's been here.
It's all right. Just
I
work your way
think
around.
any of them drop them, right? Any of these guys?
I don't know. I don't have a questy thingy to show me right now because you're on the quest, so I don't see a hover over when I look at these things. So
Gonna straight up ask this guy if he can tank.
Not getting any drops. Let's see.
it's none of these guys.
It drops only from the grunts.
Ah, there it
Gonna
is.
be
Yeah, brown orc mago grunts.
Yeah, the
There's one.
debilitated grunts and then the regular grunts.
There's a whole bunch of grunts over here, Nathan.
Okay, cool. We got one here. I'll bring them to where you're at.
It normally does crinkled, but I don't have the quests because we did these the other day, so it's only going to be Nathan who sees it. Up to Varus. So around 8:30 Central, we'll do Dire Maul tonight. Well, that's what I thought too, Crinkled, but it's not showing me the objectives. Because earlier when I hovered over, I could see his objectives, but on these ones, for some reason, Questy is not showing me. So, yes and no.
Dang, I still haven't got one yet.
I have no idea if you'll, hang on, I pushed him. There's a whole bunch down here, Nate, at this camp. Oh, you went somewhere different.
Yeah, I'm coming. Just going around this patrol. Yeah, maybe we just bounce between this camp and the one behind us.
I think this guy's gonna tank for us. That's in our
Nice.
Well, let's head that way if he's down for it.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, looks like we got our ramparts tank. Alright, let's end it right there. Alright, let's get out of here. My milkshake brings all the grunts to the yard. And they're like, my loot's not for you. Hoarding all their loot, not dropping it for us.
How rude.
Got their beads too
Gross.
far up their butts. Couldn't dig them out.
Oh, hello. It's those kind of beads.
Yeah.
Don't touch them. Don't touch them.
No, yeah. They smell funny. Don't sniff them.
Alright, so that'll be tonight's objective. Dire Maul Run. Did you switch loot over yet, Nathan? Or, Maduro, sorry.
Just did.
Thank you. I only knew because I was still seeing it pop up every time. It's just we just got our 5th. Figured it was a good chance to remind. Are there 2 people at the stone?
Arcanon Poros.
Alright, I'm gonna wait till our
Not yet.
then.
Safe journey.
Oh, it's only one of you there?
Oh, I didn't even see her. Her thing wasn't shown on my mini map.
There we go.
The one right here, right? What the hell? Because I was smart, I summoned like 150 water earlier.
Okay, so ending's the tank, right?
Kalato's the tank.
Kalato's the tank, okay.
Yep. So I would say at first, ease on the DPS.
Yeah.
Just to give him. He said he hasn't tanked in a while. Just be ready to, I guess, ice block.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a quick bio before we
Okay.
get started.
All right. Good morning, JR. How you doing?
Oh, let's see. I actually have food for you, but not on this character. I have strength food. But
See, now only if I could take the 15 years I played this game and put it into EverQuest
I
back
have
then.
attack power food.
Alright. Might wisdom, yep. Alright.
Oh, nice. This pally has the greater blessing of salvation. So yeah. I'll take a might if you have it.
I'm gonna assume she needs wisdom. You want might. I assume definitely Arendelle gonna want wisdom. What about the druid? I don't know crap about druids.
Probably kings or might. Let's see what they already have. Yeah, they already have king, so might.
Reason I don't play TBC Remake is because I already did it back in the day to the fullest. Yeah, don't blame me, Tommy Lee. I did not. So this is pretty much fairly new content for me. So, I mean, I played it back then, but I didn't do much besides some quests and things. So, I don't even know if I've ever done this dungeon before. I have no idea. I don't think I don't recognize it yet anyway. That's why I'm so excited for Wrath, because it's supposed to be the best expansion. I've never done it before, you know. So I'm pretty excited.
I don't have a macro setup on this guy.
And Renfell too. This is new to him too.
Everything.
Like good dungeons in Wrath? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Hey Chris, serviette, por favor. Gracias.
Looking forward to seeing how you do in Wrath. Yeah, me too, man.
We'll see if once we get done with this, Nathan can turn in. Maybe I can convince him to stick around. We can run Blood Furnace.
What's Blood Furnace?
That's the next dungeon.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you turn in those quests you have for Ramparts, you'll get follow-ups to go into Blood Furnace.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's a bit harder than this one for sure, especially for melee, because there's engineers that drop landmines everywhere. Take like a quarter of your life when they blow up, like everyone that's in the area.
Easily the best expansion. Finally getting to fight Lich King was hype though, from story point of view. Yeah, dude.
Alright, I'm here, guys. Mic is off for a few minutes. I got crunchy tacos I gotta eat.
Alright. Yep, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. There will be quite a bit of Classic and WoW and TBC Wrath content. Plan on raiding and all this stuff. Oh. I'm so used to needing a shield, I almost needed that. So how does the rogue unlock in the little boxes? How does that work? Do you have to collect keys for that?
No, you use thief tools. You have to level your lockpicking skill, though.
Okay.
So the higher the lockbox, the higher the skill you need.
I see. And how do you level that up? Just by unlocking stuff in dungeons and around the world, or?
Yep. Actually, both. You start off on Alliance. There's an area in Red Ridge. You actually have a quest you have to do to get an item out of a lockbox. But to unlock that box, you have to level your lockpicking from like these smaller lockboxes that are around. There's a sawmill that's in Red Ridge, and there's various places then throughout the world. Along Dark Shore, there's waterlogged footlockers, both in the water and along the shore, that you have to unlock to raise your skill. And then there's this place, Angor Fortress, which is in the Badlands. And of course, there's mobs everywhere, so...
Right.
But then once you get to, like, 250 in lockpicking, you have to go down into Searing Gorge and then into Blackrock Depths, actually. Blackrock Depths is where you pretty much get, like, your last 20 points. You can do that by unlocking the doors in there, and then you can also pickpocket people and get you get junk boxes from them.
Like real people?
Like no NPCs.
Okay.
They have to be humanoids though, so they have to have pockets that you can actually pick. And if somebody's already picked their pockets, you'll get a message like their pockets are already picked. Or if they're a mob that doesn't have pockets, it'll actually say this mob doesn't have pockets to pick.
Interesting.
But like
What
one
if
of
they
the best
catch you? What if you fail?
Oh, if you fail, you're seen. So you have to do it while stealth. And if they see you, like a prime example is in Blackrock Depths, you remember that bar area?
Yeah.
You can pickpocket all those patrons. If you get seen, they automatically all aggro you.
Oh, that's funny. What if you're pickpocketing an NPC in Stormwind? Would they call the guards on you if they caught you?
You can't pickpocket like guards.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's
only
enemies. Okay, got you.
Right, enemies. Yeah,
makes sense. All right.
But you loot all kinds of weird stuff other than like junk boxes. You'll loot money, of course, but you'll also loot like romance novels and.
Oh, that's funny. It's just you sell this junk, the random stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know all that. Tetsu in my chat's asking, can you pickpocket kangaroos since they do technically have pockets?
I don't think they actually have any kangaroos here, but yeah.
No kangaroos, no ducks in Norath, okay?
No wombats either.
No wombats?
Those marsupials too.
They're not big fans of the marsupials, apparently. Got patrols coming.
Yeah, so this is the first boss, the big guy, and he's walking with 2 healers. So the strategy is just to take out the healers first.
Okay.
He actually yells for healing, but we should probably... I think he's going to grab one of these other groups.
So, since I'm not used to being a DPS, how do you guys assist the tank? What do you guys...
I make a macro.
For just
like an
slash
EQ.
assist?
Yeah, I make a... Same time macro, I make an EQ. I just make one for the tank. Like, I have one in our static group for you, Nathan. Just, it's a /assist space name of the tank.
Okay, I have to make one real quick.
I don't have one here only because most of what I'm doing is AoE, so... I just kind of wait a few seconds and then start dropping shit.
Ouch.
Oh, look out, Ren.
Yeah, I caught it at the last minute. I TP'd to the wrong side of the group.
Bad time for my poisons to run out.
Hey, what do you guys define as early to mid?
Yeah, we had a really good
part of the
conversation
year?
about
Like, what
that,
would be the
Tetsu.
latest part of the mid-year that you would consider mid-year?
Mid-year, I would say as soon as
Yeah.
you hit September, it's over. Like, it's
Into
not
the
mid-year,
mid-year,
yeah. Maybe like mid-September, you could still get away with it.
So
I think of it in quarters, you know. So
Okay.
January, February, March is quarter.
So I don't know
one.
if you noticed, but our favorite tabletop game that we like to talk about, which claimed they were going to be out in the early to mid part of this year, finally has NPCs in the game.
Wow. Okay.
They're almost past their early to mid launch date though. Although they say they're still launching this year.
So now I'm gonna start making fun of them because they don't have magic, and let's see if that gets in the game.
I will say this: I watched the World Breaker event this Saturday,
Okay.
and I never saw more than 15, 20 people. So I don't.
Well, they made me into a liar. I'll tell you that, because I've said for years, like, dude, just make an MMO. You'll make money because there's so few people making them that.
This may hurt.
I guess they proved me wrong. You can't just slap anything out. I really thought you could. I really believed that until this game came along.
I was genuinely surprised to see that they had NPCs in finally.
Yeah, that's
so
good. I give them
kudos to
props.
them.
I give them props. Good job, guys. I didn't think they would, because the way he mentioned it, he acted like it was a feature. So I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious? So I'll give them props. They got their NPCs in. That's good. You're almost an MMO.
Heal me! Quickly!
Back when
I think the
classes-
only criticisms I saw were that's an interesting looking sword.
That is.
The only criticisms I saw so far is that performance is horrific, and a lot of people were complaining that if you're trying to break the servers, then you should invite everyone into the game, and instead their invite literally said alpha and beta testers only, other access by invite only.
Yeah, I don't think they actually want to break the servers. I think they know
it's
that.
marketing.
I think they're totally aware of what would break the server. I think they're just wanting to say, give another good, massively OP interview of, look, our servers didn't break again.
Very successful. They're never gonna. Yeah, not gonna talk numbers though. I think the last one I heard that the maximum amount of people they had logging in across the entirety of their day was 80.
This just hurts my feelings, you know. Even though I'm not a fan of the game, like it's just hurts my feelings. Back when
You gotta
classes,
have more than 80 to break your server, folks.
yeah, had it ending. You had to do class quests instead of running half the world map to a specific place. They don't have that in Classic now.
You would hope that it would take more than 80 to break it, right?
Right.
Yeah, you never know. That might.
Well, that was the question that people were having: is if you're trying to break the servers, why are you doing invite only, limited space? That literally their marketing image that they used on Twitter said invite only, limited space available. It's like, well, then that's not actually, you're not trying to break the world. You're doing a marketing event to try to get people to buy into your access.
Yeah.
But like I said, I did tune in. Performance was still shit. I didn't see that many people, but they had NPCs, and I had to say, you know what? Kudos, folks.
Yeah.
Like, you got NPCs finally.
Moving along. Next thing you know, there might be a monster. Kill.
I also noticed in their community manager made a statement that because somebody asked about budget, she said we've got all the money we need to launch, but yet
That's just
they
not.
still don't have money to hire an animator.
Yeah, why did they? Why would
graphics
you say that
engineer.
when you? That's not true. Like, don't you? For one thing, that makes some people like, oh, well, they're good, you know. Maybe I would have given them some more money because I wanted it to happen, but they're good. It just doesn't make much sense, you know, from like a PR perspective or a business perspective. It doesn't seem like. I haven't heard. What's that one game? Oh man, I can't think of it. What's the space game that's been in development forever that makes
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen. I never heard them say they're fully funded. They made like some outrageous amount of money, but I've never heard them be like, we're fully funded, guys. So, is the game not like that today, guys? Tommy Lee saying chat, back when classes had identity and you had to do class... I think maybe he's saying if only retail was like that today. Okay, yeah, he is saying that. Okay, never mind. Hey, we're getting talent trees back to retail. That's a start. That's a step in the right direction, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how people have gotten used to having all the abilities that they have.
Yep.
And now they're going to be going back to where they're going to not have some abilities.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because they'll have to spec for it.
Yeah, which brings back identity. It will bring back some identity classes, right? I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about retail, but that's generally how it goes.
So, just as literally right after I said that, Nathan.
Yeah.
I just got a message from someone. I can't say who from or how I got the information, but I can say that this individual said that they just got an email, which showed that Embers Adrift was originally supposed to launch in January of 2022. Then they pushed it back. And that individual just got another email. I can't say how I got this information. So, and that they just let people know that they're pushing back another 2 weeks to not compete with the launch of World of Warcraft Classic launch, which means that unofficially,
no, guys,
unofficially,
no, don't do it.
Unofficially,
you guys.
They are launching mid-October.
Push it back, guys. Push it back. Ain't ready. We don't need.
Yeah, what's that football chant? Push it back. Push it back. Way back.
Way back. A couple of weeks after Wrath launch.
Now, Smart Money would say that everybody knows that people who play Wrath are going to be playing Wrath pretty hard for about 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A couple of weeks, man. People still be super hungry for Wrath.
Mid-October. Oh my goodness, that is
Yeah, don't compete with WoW, I agree, but don't release a game that's obviously in pre-alpha and caught a launch, period. Ooh, a two-hand. Mine's better, though.
But this just also goes back to something that I can laugh about, because I still get updates all the time from all the insiders. Despite they've tried so hard to, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Crinkled. Pantheon better not, dude. They really better not release their pre-alpha test on September 30th, dude. Oh my god, I will be furious. They better not, dude. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send a message to all of them. Be like, do not do it on September 30th.
Do it before the Wrath launch. September 22nd, something like that.
Some of us trying to make a living over here, VR.
I will also say this. I can say this publicly. If I had not just bought a house and furnished it, I would happily invest in VR.
Yeah, I know you would, yeah.
I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with all of the things they're saying about we're not niche, because they are niche, but I agree with what the company's doing. And
yeah, right.
In terms
You're just
of
fighting with some of the terms, and I tell you what, I had this argument with the Pantheon Plus crew yesterday night when we were playing ESO about the niche thing. Because the more I think about it, the more I kind of agree with you, right? Like, I don't know if it's just for marketing they don't like that term, right? It might be. But they are niche, right? Like, they really are.
Brad knew it. He leaned into it. And
yeah.
They suddenly decided that they didn't want to because somebody put it in their head that niche is bad. And that's why I think everybody should go watch that interview with the creative director of Path of Exile. And he talks about 10,000 is considered niche, but is it really? You've got 10,000 paying subscribers.
Yeah, you know how much I would give to have that many paying subscribers? To members, as we call them on YouTube? Dude, I'd sell both my nuts. You know?
If whenever we get into you know, Dr. Disrespect Asmongold territory, that's when, you know, you're getting 10,000 paying subscribers.
Yeah, that's a
you.
good wage. Like, but I think it is. I think it's just for marketing because you don't want some people to look at it and just say, "Oh, it's a niche game. I'm more, you know, I don't want to deal with all that." You know, it's got to be that. Uh-oh. Did I actually do something? Pull him? Did I do something wrong?
Nope.
This guy's not playing around.
Oh my.
Wow.
There you go, buddy.
Am I allowed to need that?
Fuck yeah, you are. I think you're the only one who can use plate anyway.
Well, the healer can, but shouldn't. Awesome. Need roll of 2.
Funny. Well, it could have been worse. Could have been
I
one.
can't believe mid-October launch. Goodness gracious.
I feel like they've learned nothing. Like, do they not look around, like, at what's happened in the entire history of MMOs? Like, dude, you do not launch a game when it's not ready. Like, you don't do it. It never works out.
Well, knowing what we know about their financial situation, like
they got no choice.
If they don't launch it, they're losing homes. Some of them are losing homes.
It's gotta be that, and that alone. You know, like they have no choice because nobody in their right mind that loved their game, and you know what I mean, wanted it to survive and thrive and exist, would launch the game the way it is. They don't have a publisher. Have they tried? I wonder if they've tried to get a publisher.
Not that I know of, based on the emails that I've seen. They're 100% committed to being independent.
Okay. Well, respect for that.
Kneel to my lord. You are nothing. I answer a higher God.
Let me put it this way. That's not necessarily true. It's not that they're 100% committed to being independent. It's that no conversations of any meaning no meaningful conversations have taken place.
Nobody's wanted it.
No, nobody wants anything. I had conversations with people when we were still in pre-alpha.
Yeah.
Because I was willing to entertain it. I think the best offer I got was from I'm a blanket on the company who does RuneScape.
Yeah, what is the name of that company? Jagex, or is that how it's pronounced? Or Jagex?
Jagex, I don't
Whatever.
know, Jagex.
We all know what you mean.
You know, we had a multi-million-dollar discussion, but they wanted free to play with a cash shop, and so we just tabled it and said, if you ever go a cash shop route, come back and talk to us again, and we can. I was talking about a between $2.5 and $3 million deal for the European publishing side of things, while we handled the North American stuff.
Right. All right. 59. That's definitely an upgrade. Stamina.
I would be surprised if everything was not an upgrade for you.
Yeah, very few things weren't.
So that quest should turn in at Honor Hold,
Okay. Yep.
which is actually just like stone throws away from here.
So we are going to do Blood Furnace? With the
Let's
same
see
group?
if the tank can stick around.
Healer's in.
The launch game, by the way, that we're speaking of, there's no reason I can't mention, is there? Rampo?
Nope. Nope.
Is Embers Adrift. It's in a fine spot for a pre-alpha. It's in a horrible spot for launch, though.
They have all you have to do is go watch Eloa, their community manager, streaming this past Saturday. Her streams are a lag fest because she's running on a reasonably modern system, but their performance is horrific. Anytime you get more than 10-15 people on screen, it lags out unless you're running like a 3070, 3080, 3090. If you don't have a bleeding edge machine, the performance is absolute dog shit. And I'm not saying that to be, again, I wish them nothing but the best of success because I have a financial reason for them to be successful. So I wish them nothing but the best of success.
We don't need to turn in because I screwed it up.
What do you mean?
Apparently I didn't loot the Nazin's head or Omar's hoof, so.
Well, the zone is still open, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
The
worth
bodies
making everybody
may
wait.
still be there.
It's fine. It's fine.
No,
I'm
go ahead.
I'm getting a
Let's go
crap
see.
load of XP. I almost leveled up. And I just leveled up last night, so.
That quest, I'm sure one of the quest items is going to be really good for you. Not to mention you'll probably get 30,000 experience from it.
Jeez, okay.
So there's the performance issues. They don't have a population yet.
No animator.
They are hoping they can get one.
No animations in the game.
no
Besides the generic ones that come, like Unity or Asset that they might have got,
Yep.
I don't know. And there's no magic in the game. They did add NPCs. I made fun of it for a long time about you had to talk
Yes.
to tables, but they did add NPCs.
Just recently.
So that's.
And they say that magic is going to be called alchemy. It's not coming until after launch, from what I know. They did have magic in the game back when it was called Saga of Leucemia, but they took that out.
Yeah, it's removed quite a few features from pre-alpha. That was what got me tore up from the beginning. Like, so now you're ready for launch with less features than you had in pre-alpha. How does that make sense? You know, that's.
Oh,
what...
hurry, dude! The body's here.
All right, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yeah, don't distract Soren. Don't distract Nathan. He won't. He'll get sidetracked.
Yeah, I really will. That's why
Okay,
I
this
didn't
one's
loot 'em.
here. It looks like you already looted it.
Okay, that's the first one, right? So
Well,
I got.
Mars head and hand.
Yeah.
I saw that
That's
you
my
got
quest,
Nazin's
not sure.
head.
Yeah, I did get that one. I didn't get Omar or.
You
Nazin.
also got an ominous letter.
Oh wait, I did
which
get Nazin's head. It said 0 before I came back in here. What the heck?
You have Gargamel's head and you have Nazin's head, and
just
you
need
picked up an
Omar.
ominous letter.
Do you still need the hoof?
Yes, I need the hoof.
Okay.
Dude, Nazin's head said 0 before I came in here. That's really freaking weird.
Don't forget to click the letter in your inventory because it will turn into a quest.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, I'll answer the rest of the question. I've yet to see more than 80 people log into their pre-alpha, so there's not anybody out. The performance is bad. If you watch, just go watch any of their pre-alphas, and excuse me, beta. Go watch their beta streams from the World Builder event this last weekend. They only had 2 or 3 people streaming. Performance, unless you're running a high-end computer, is very bad. And the zones are completely empty of mobs. Again, performance related.
And let me just say one more thing,
pockets.
because it's a popular little theory out there. Is he already gone? Is this where he should be?
That's where you would get the hoof, yeah.
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
The one you need is gone.
Of course.
Imagine that. You can turn the letter in, though, because that will lead to a follow-up in Blood Furnace.
Okay, cool. Is it coded missive? Is that it? I'm not saying. Let's see.
Yeah, ominous letter is what it's called.
I just lost myself. Here we go.
What were you gonna say a minute ago, Nathan?
Oh yeah, there's a popular little theory going around that well, I don't have to get into that, but it would be good for Renfell if the game did good. So
Yes.
him talking and saying these things isn't good for him. So there's a popular theory that, you know, of course he's going to be upset at it, but it's like, that's actually not true. It would be good for him if it did well. But unfortunately, they're making decisions that's going to make that very hard.
Yeah, if it's good, my brother and I are very happy if it does well.
Dude, I'd be happy too. I'd play it. I think I'm an idiot and I don't know where I'm at. Okay, I'm just going to teleport out of here.
Which one? Oh, the ramparts. We have to go out, don't we, Maduros? Or can we get there from here? Not the ramparts, the Hellfire Furnace. I remember us running around and going up high or something.
Yeah, I'm teleporting out of here. Yeah, they plan on launching it in this state with very little support, and I mean,
Based on what I just heard from an unofficial source that I can't name or
Looking
anything
for
like
something
that,
specific?
they are pushing back launch by 2 weeks to not compete with World of Warcraft Classic, which means a mid-October
And we know for a fact they publicly said they want to launch this year.
Yeah, they said they were launching early to mid 2020, whatever we're year in 2022.
Alright, is there a stone, or do I need to start getting back to you guys?
There is a stone, but we're not at it. I'm gonna run up and around. As I remember correctly, the entrance was up and around.
You need something? Have a good one.
Alright, have a good one, Tommy Lee.
Did our other group members already go in, maybe? Oh, shiznizzle. Basically, come to me, Nathan.
Okay. Gotta fly.
Greetings.
It's the same place, though, right?
Yeah, same place, it's just we gotta go up and around, as I remember.
Am I the caboose now?
You might be. We have to go up and on the ramparts, right?
Yeah, yep, you sure do.
Alright, well, I'm gonna wait here for... Actually, did I go the wrong way?
Nope, you're going the right way. You have to go up that ramp.
Oh, that's like a very vertical ramp then. Okay. Well, I'll wait here
Yeah.
at the ramp, Nathan.
Alright.
Oh, gotcha. Is he turning in?
Something like that. I think he had to fly back or something.
Yeah.
Is Isaiah saying he heard Q4 of 2022 for
Yeah, for
tabletop game we're
launch.
discussing?
Yep.
Well, that's definitely a change from what they publicly stated at the beginning of the year when they made those grand statements about how
Yeah.
open up pre-orders, open up the store again. Beta's launching here. We're launching early to mid 2022.
Yep.
So it sounds like now they're shooting for Q4 of 2022. And according the letter that, excuse me, yeah, the letter that I'm referencing, the individual who got in touch with us those are not.
Well, if
That's
it's
not
2
information
weeks,
that they're giving to
if it's
backers.
2 weeks after September 30th, that would technically be in Q4 because that would be in October, which is the beginning of Q4. So,
But it also gives them a lot of leeway if they decide they want to push it back another 3 months and go all the
True.
way to Christmas.
yeah, that's what I would do if I was them. You're releasing a product that's not ready. Try to grab up people who are just, buying things. Christmas.
Are you
is-
flying back?
I have
we could
to,
just
yeah.
summon you.
Yeah, that'd be way faster.
Oh, dude, I herped and derped. I forgot about the summon. Wait, I missed. This is not what I'm thinking of.
Can I accept it while I'm on a mount, or do I need to tell it to drop me off the
Yep,
nearest?
you can
Okay,
summon.
all right.
How do I get up there, Maduros? I missed a herp.
Come back. The stone's down below where the entrance to ramparts is.
Oh, I thought there was another stone up higher.
No, this is for all of them.
Okay.
This whole all these are considered
Interlinked.
Hellfire Citadel.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's an easier way to get to there than actually just running through the portal, I don't know about it.
You should be getting a summon now.
Alright, follow me. Were you able to turn in the note?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should have a quest under... Look at your quest log. There should be something under Blood Furnace.
Oh my god, that's what I meant.
It's either going to be like Felt Orc Blood. Blood is something. Or... like Search the Blood Furnace. Those are the two quests. But since you missed the hoof, you only have one of those.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. This place looks cool.
Certainly.
For this afternoon tonight, Maduros, I should be back around. I should be on around 5 Central. And then Brian said it'll be 8:30 to do Dire Maul.
Cool.
I don't think I have it. Let me check to see if there's storms today, actually, before I commit myself. That way, if I'm not here, you'll know why. Oh, there are thunderstorms today, but not until... Well, play it by ear. There are definitely thunderstorms rolling in about 7, so we'll see. Excuse me, about 4. From 4 to 7. Sheep that stupid Hellfire imp.
Now he's a demon.
It's a really cool looking dungeon.
Oh, yeah, I think this is the one when I started doing it on over the world design. I went, man, like, I'm beginning to have my eyes opened as to why this game became such a dominant force. Because the level design, the class design, the smoothness of gameplay,
Yeah.
the way the progression works, like, just, it's, again, if it weren't for the quest hubs, 10 out of 10 would be my vote.
Yeah, and if you compare it with what else was out there at the time with the smoothest of the
Leaps
gameplay.
and bounds ahead of this. I think Asmongold was talking about this in one of his videos the other day, because they were talking about, he was listening to another guy talk about how he won't be back for World of Warcraft Classic, because he's like, people always want to keep saying it's this golden standard, and it's like, it was for the time.
Right, for the time, right.
But now there are other games that do things better. He says it's the same people who want to say that, you know, Baldur's Gate is the best RPG of all time. It's not. It was the best RPG that had ever launched at the time that it launched, and it was the gold standard for like a decade. But many games since then have done things better. Better graphics, better mechanics, refinement of the AI system,
Right.
refinement of the class system. 5th edition rules are better than 2.5 edition rules. All these, etceteras. Yar.
It's very true. And yep, I'm still awake, Winter. I did go to sleep last night, though.
I can also say one of the reasons that we specifically designed our point-and-click game to be a quest-based and lore-based game only is that it can be evergreen.
Yeah.
The mechanics can never get old because it doesn't have mechanics. It's just quest and lore that you do, like the old King's Quest games. So even though the graphics can get old on those games, the gameplay is fairly evergreen. Point and click. That's it. Point and click. Rats. Oh, that's Kaleido. Oh, I can feel it. The yawns are starting.
Uh-oh.
My beauty sleep approaches.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be good. We'll wrap up around 10 o'clock. That's going to be a perfect time to go back to bed. And I can say this, Nathan, because this is the first time you've been up doing stuff at this hour, which I normally do. Even though I'll stream most mornings, start at 7, I really don't start getting the bulk of my people hanging out and logging in until about 10 or 11 o'clock sometimes.
Right.
But I like to be up early, and so even though I'm not getting peak numbers when I'm streaming the morning sessions, I'm there for the handful of people who are up early.
Right.
Which makes it worth it to me, because it's funner to hang out with people when you're doing coffee and streaming. Otherwise, I've just been playing single player stuff to myself. It's also nice that Maduros works from home, because then I have somebody to run around with. And I don't have to think, because he knows everything backwards and forwards, so I can just be like, I'm gonna put autofollow on you and go, don't do this other thing. I may or may not have abused the autofollow a few times, Maduros. I apologize.
Let's see here. Got a good question here in chat. Why don't you like quest hubs? Always played as those were encampments for local villagers, small towns that have local problems they want you to solve.
So Here's why I don't like quest hubs. That's not the aspect of quest hubs that I don't like. The aspect of quest hubs that I don't like is its lazy storytelling, and they are repeatable RNG quests. Fetch me 10 things, fetch me 5 things, kill 10 things, etc. Now, in a game like Lord of the Rings Online, where they do it well, and the story for each zone is very unique and succinct, and you're getting quest chains that lead you deeper and deeper into the zone and tell an overarching story, that's well done.
Yeah, and sometimes this game does that, just not
Sometimes.
most of the time.
Not most of the time. So in Lord of the Rings Online, I would say that 100% of the time, every single zone you come to, they have really good quest hub storylines.
Yeah.
Here, I'd say it's only about 15% of the time I come across cool storyline chains. Otherwise, it's literally a generic, so-and-so has done this, and we need you to help. Please get 5 of these, and gather 10 of these, and no. Just, you can replace the name of the enemy, or the name of the faction that's attacking them, or so on and so forth.
Yeah, and Vanguard does a pretty good job of quests too, where it just takes you to the cool stuff, right? It's to help you find the cool areas. And once you're there, there's plenty to do and to entertain you. It's not just about doing the thing to get the experience. It's about world design a lot of the times. And
Yes.
mixing quests in just to make sure to highlight certain cool things, you know, in the world is what I prefer. But you know what? For the time, what they were doing was they were just saying, hey, a lot of people want to be able to play their MMO, make good progress, still get some loot to keep themselves, you know, sustainable, and not be in a group. So quests does accomplish that in WoW.
Because everybody always asks me what's my favorite MMORPG of all time, and I always come back to Lord of the Rings Online every single time. And that game relies upon quest hubs, but that game also has massive, massive storyline. To the point where some people are like, I don't want to play that game because it's too much to read. That's what I enjoy about it. Like, we're given reasons. We're giving not just generic reasons. We're given, excuse me. Here's the other example. I've talked often about the fetch quest, the milk run. I call them the milk run quests. No one gives a shit about Thor going to the grocery store to get a gallon of milk, because that's boring. We don't need to know that Thor needs to go get gallons of milk or toilet paper, or he needs to go grocery shopping. We want to hear about Thor doing cool shit, taking down cool monsters, and defeating epic encounters that require him to do so with the help of other people, and or travel to cool destinations that are dangerous to him. That's the same principle I apply to my quest hubs. If your quest hub is making me do milk runs and grocery store shopping, that's boring. And
Now,
that's
I will say that there's a game way worse at that. And that's Final Fantasy XIV. Oh my goodness.
One of the reasons I can't ever get into that game is because of that.
Gosh. You'll be like really far into the story, you know what I mean? Like, you're a powerful, renowned warrior across the land, and you might be making somebody pie, and collecting the apple, and bringing it to a baker, and she makes the pie, and then teleporting across the world to bring it to a guy. You know, like, jeez, man. And Final Fantasy XIV has cutscenes for getting the pie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's so overkill. And I like 14. It's coming from a person who actually thinks that's a pretty good game, but jeez. You can't tell me I'm an epic hero and everybody in the whole world worships and grovels at my feet, and then also everybody makes me run all their errands for them. You know, like, they're boring stuff.
I like how the Crinkled said, Lord of the Rings is just one giant escort quest.
That's what I thought when I heard what they were doing. I was like, okay, so we're just gonna be following Frodo. 14 questions remind me of filler episodes in anime. You're in the middle of an epic battle storyline, then throw an episode of the hero making ramen. Yep. That's exactly what it's like. Like that time Goku had to go get his driver's license. With WoW, though, I feel like in the beginning levels you aren't some powerful person yet. You're still low level, learning the world, and aren't tasked with killing some big bad guy.
I'm back. I had to put a sheet on the bed for Lucas. What did someone say?
They said that they feel like in WoW, like in the beginning levels, you just aren't very powerful yet. So you're still low level, learning the world, and aren't tasked with killing some big bad guy. Yeah, Lotro has some really... I mean, once you play that, you'll be like, oh, I see.
Gold standard of quest games.
Yeah, it's really good.
Not the gold standard of raids or anything like that, but in terms of just good storytelling and the way quests, like the epic quest, and the way that's laid out and how it breadcrumbs you through zones that in and of themselves have amazingly good content. It's exceptionally well done the way it does all of that. Especially, and I can say this now because I'm through it finally, when you get beyond Mirkwood and into Isengard and Rohan in particular, like they're pulling entire segments of lore from the books, and they're doing, what did he do to me? I am charmed. And you're like going through sequences like meeting King Theoden, and it's the book version, not the film versions, and it's very good from a lore perspective. Did you jump up here and then leave, Lucas? Crazy boy. I scooted over for nothing.
Yeah, Danny, that's like 1,000% more true in Lord of the Rings Online. Although I do agree with you on Classic, and that was why so many people enjoy Classic above retail. One of the many reasons is the world is the story. I think that was what they were trying to say. You're just a player in a grander scheme, which is great. But the quest design is the problem. Which is fine for its time. You know what I mean? Like, it was totally acceptable in my opinion for the time.
Well, I get it too. Like the way, it's not the quest hubs in and of themselves. It's the types of quests they offer. Like when Maduros and I got to what is the name of that marsh outside of Hellfire?
Zangarmarsh?
When we got there and we were running around getting all those quests, and it's like there are dozens of them. I think the comment you had made was like, we're just gonna forget, like I don't remember what the comment was you made now, but it was something to the effect of like, we have so many quests in our inventory, like what do they do? What are we doing? Why am I in this zone? Why am I in this area? What am I doing? Like,
yeah, you stop caring.
You stop
what
caring.
It's about.
Yeah, because
it's too much.
Yeah, it's just too much to process. Yeah, when you pick up 15 quests, man, you're just doing
I'll tell you
what
right
it
now.
says to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 quests for Zangarmarsh, and we're like 5 or 6 quest hubs deep now. Like, it just never lets up. You're always doing 15, 20 quests at the same time. And it's just, you're repeating the same shit. Get me 5 wings, get me 5 tusks, get me 5 tails, get me 5 hooves. Fuck off. Like,
But once again, we're judging something 16 years after they made it. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is.
I very much like also Star Wars Old Republic style.
And also
I want
to say real quick for people that are just joining the chat, that Renfel's also saying that's really his only problem with the game too. Like, he likes
it's not
everything
the
else.
it's not the quest hubs in and of themselves. It's the types of stories that are being told at the quest hubs in World of Warcraft. Because again, Lord of the Rings Online, quest hubs. Star Wars: The Old Republic, quest hubs. Both of those games I love. And the reason is because the storytelling in those games is so much different, because we have main quests that are more important than anything else we're doing, and we only have to do fetch quests for fun and on the side. Whereas here, you're forced to do fetch quests to level up, and that's the part that drives me nuts. Because in Lord of the Rings Online, you can pretty much only do the main quest and level up your character, and definitely in Star Wars: The Republic, you could do the main quest and only do the main quest and level up your character, which is great because you get about 25 hours of gameplay per storyline in Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree with you about Guild Wars 2. Yeah, it's just like a hub-based game. It's good though. Guild Wars 1 was good.
Wolfen says, wait until you get to Nagran. There are 5 different kill quests that you need to do 30 of each twice. It's like 180 plus mobs. Ugh.
Dang.
Oh, he's talking about Nessingwary's quest. Awesome if you're a Skinner. There is a quest line there to... This one guy keeps getting captured, and you have to keep releasing him. And his name is Corky.
Corgi the Quester.
I don't know what his issue is. I think he likes ogres because it's the ogres that keep trapping him.
Yeah, Danny agrees with that. Pulling your hair out at fetch quest in the Grand. I guess I just accepted. I just knew that's how WoW was, so I just don't pay attention. You know what I mean? I just do the thing. I'm having fun killing the stuff. If you're killing stuff, I'm usually okay. It's when you, which WoW doesn't do a whole lot of this. It's when you go here, go there, talk to him, talk back to me, talk to that. That's when I'm like, oh my gosh, can I just kill stuff? It's what I came here to do. If I'm killing stuff, I'm okay.
But thinking back now, I probably need to refine my argument so that I don't confuse people, because it's really not the quest hub I have an issue with. It's the type of quests being offered, or the leveling system in and of itself, because here the leveling system is so much focused around the quest hubs that you're doing repeatable stuff, as opposed to other games where they do have quest hubs, but the main story gives you enough levels to complete without needing to do boring stuff.
You know how there's those couple of dungeons that, like, they out in the world that they kind of repeat? There'll be different mobs in them.
But it's the same layout.
The same layout. So imagine if you always got sent to just those, no matter what level you were. They might change a little bit. The mods might change a little bit, but like you were going back to the same layout for every quest, and that was the whole game and quest system until you get to max level. That, what I just described, is New World. And that's
It's also Mass Effect. You know, the first Mass Effect did that. Like, every single quest you did that was not a main storyline quest
oh, yeah, yeah.
was the same exact layout and same exact assets. They just put the mobs in different locations. And then it did really well, and the end game was Mass Effect 2. And then we got tons of variation. What did that bitch just do? Spell lock. Oh. this is gonna be interesting.
Start healing. Uh-oh.
I'm silenced. God damn.
I think I was too. No, I'm just out of mana.
Oh my god, everything's down. I'm still gonna eat shit. Woo!
That was a fun pull.
We'll survive. Isaiah's asking, what if the world's more dangerous? Would the fetch quest be better or worse? Well, it has everything to do with the storytelling for me. Like,
And the
if the
places you're
storytelling
being
is
sent,
there-
you know.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's a fetch quest, but when you get there, you know, it was really, you realize, like, oh, this wasn't about me doing this quest. It was to get me to see this place and, you know, see that there's content here, you know? And then it got a different feeling then.
Crinkle said Mass Effect is a great example of gameplay that outshined level design. Absolutely.
That is true. That's actually very true, yep.
At least in the base game, they got way better at it in the second one, especially the expansion. The DLC content for Mass Effect 2, oh my god.
Yeah.
Ah.
Wretched, meddling insects. Release me, and perhaps I will grant you a merciful death.
Let's say it is a stupid collect bare butts, but it was more challenging and probably required people to complete. I'm thinking about the Hogger quest in Elwyn Forest. People love that one.
If there's a good story behind it. So a good example of this would be being told to go, you know, kill a certain dragon mob in Lord of the Rings Online. But to lead up to doing that quest,
Tanks going
you gotta
down.
go you gotta go do these, you know, you gotta get the special armor that has to be
down.
made before you can do it. So you go do the armor quest first. Then after you do the armor quest, you can do the other quests, which in turn leads to another quest to get you a key, and then finally you get inside. Then you get to kill the dragon. That's fun to me because it's a quest chain that has a meaningful story behind it, and I didn't just get told to go kill this special pig that's so dangerous that you need a whole group to kill it. Or what did he say? A bear? I might have said pig.
Is it easier in this game just to release you and die in dungeon? I don't know. I don't know.
What would you say?
I don't know the etiquette of dying in a dungeon. Is it better just to release and run back? Okay, she res me.
Wait for a res.
Okay. Yahi in chat said.
I saw
He
that.
saw that.
Well, to be fair, let me just put this in perspective.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know this, but I've founded a couple of game studios, and I've been the CEO and creative director on some big projects. So from a, yeah, I am a very well-spoken individual, but I'm not clean-cut, slicked back hair.
Not right
But I
now.
can stand-
Not right now.
Not right now. Well, before I had long hair but no beard, but I just
Right,
kept
right.
it pulled back in a bun. I had the man bun. in the 6-week beard, but these days, since going
Yeah, Jared,
full
we could have
dwarven
totally,
princess.
we would have totally used your holy paladin, if you'd have been here earlier, for sure. I think people just like Hogger because it's so classic and nostalgic, to be honest. There's nothing special about that. You grab a couple of friends, you kill a pig in the woods. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's the thing. As I said, if it were more challenging, it might be better. But I don't think it has anything to do with challenge. At least for me, it has to do with give me a reason, give me a good storyline reason for why that pig needs to be killed and why it's such a badass pig that I need 6 people to do it. Like, the more storyline and more backstory and more effort, and effort does not equal amount of people for me. Effort equals time plus all these other factors. That equals challenge. Not just it requires 6 people, therefore it's more challenging. Thinking about what makes I did a case study on this many years ago at the beginning of Saga with Semia, talking about what defines challenge in a game, and I used the Lord of the Rings, the books, as an example, and I used the entirety of the quest to throw the ring into Mordor, into the Ring of Fire, a Lake of Fire, Mountain of Fire, Mount Doom. I used that entire quest line as the case study. If you look at that entire quest line, it has group components. It has everybody in the Mines of Moria. That's group content. Then it has solo content, aka Gandalf riding around collecting lore components. Then it has duo content, aka Merry and Pippin, aka Frodo and Sam. Then it has small group components, aka Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. Then it has raid components, aka the Battle of Pelennor Fields, when you're on the field of Gondor fighting against the forces of Sauron. It combines all of those elements together in an epic sweeping story that takes weeks and months to complete, and all of that combined together is a challenging story, a challenging piece of content, a challenge worth overcoming.
now granted, Lord of the Rings Online had a very, they had one of the greatest stories ever told to base it on, you know, so they had a lot
Well,
of...
I was just talking about the books in general.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
storyline for the Destruction of the Ring is the perfect case study for what is challenge. What is a challenging quest? What is challenging gameplay?
The story itself.
Take
Okay.
all of those elements of the story, combine them together, but you can't, if you strip any one of those out and try to use it in and of itself and try to define challenge with, well, it was really difficult for Frodo and Sam to go through Moria, therefore that's challenging. No, it wasn't. That's duo content. That's 2 people. A two-person content is not challenging. However, when you factor in everything else that was going on while those 2 guys were in Mordor, the fact that they were pulling Sauron's gaze away with the raid at the Battle of Pelennor Fields, like that's adding the challenge element to it. Because if that hadn't been happened, they wouldn't have been able to sneak past and throw the ring into the Mount Doom. It was a perfect storm of all those things having to happen. Most people right-click through quest dialogue. They absolutely
Yeah, definitely. I do
also
too.
spacebar.
If I'm just spamming quests, I'm not reading all that, you know. And I know it's a big chunk. There's like 50 of them in a row. I'm not reading all that. I'm just getting the quest. I'm gonna read what I gotta do. And WoW makes it easy to do that. You know, there's the little part at the bottom that just says summary. Too long, didn't read. Here's what you gotta do. Sometimes it makes me sad that a writer actually had to write all that stuff and probably 2% read it, you know?
It is a small percentage, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who did do these voice work for these orcs dying?
Well, you take the microphone into the bathroom when you got to take a number 2. And...
You put right when you're pushing. This guy looks awesome.
That works for me, Crinkle. Gore-Tuscan Redridge is tearing up her fields and eating her corpse. He must be stopped. What was the quest for Hogger? It's literally just a bounty quest.
Yeah, it's
right?
yeah. You just pick it up from a sign.
Yeah, there was like no storyline to it. It was like, here, we must kill this boar because whatever. It wasn't a boar even. It was a what are those dudes? The
pig people, wasn't it?
No.
Noel.
Was it no? Okay.
Oh my.
Ooh, bloody surgeon mitts.
Oh, those are healers. Meh. God, if it weren't for the healing stuff on them, that would be awesome.
Well, that was a cool looking boss, though. Brogok. Anybody know the difference between bear tanks, druids tanking in bear form in TBC versus Wrath? I have no idea. Yeah, for humans or anybody that leveled up in L1, yeah, Hogger was just that first time you had to go out and find people, and it's nostalgic, you know. People make a big deal about it. I remember one time I was living up on Retail, where you can solo Hogger, and someone some high levels flew to me and landed and was like cheering me on about killing Hogger. You know? Oh, Renfo's not here. I'm talking to myself. Well, now I'm talking chat. But I think that's what Hogger was all about, you know? It's more about the nostalgia and the, like you said, it was the first time you, like, kind of had to group up to take out a challenge. Alright, let's do this. Patrol group coming around. Forward bubs from level. Why don't you ever judge? I do. I've been judging. I just don't judge often because it takes a lot of mana. But I've been judging. Been super judgmental with my pally. Or mostly, I'm on my ret, so I mostly do this one for damage.
Give us full. Mi dinero. Okay, bye.
Tetsu, I think that would make it worse. In a game like WoW, I think it would make it worse because then people would be back in that situation, because the reason the quests were invented for this game was so that you could do something to progress your character even if it was by
Without
yourself.
needing a group.
Right.
Yep.
So if you made it to wherever you had to find people, once again, you'd be defeating the purpose of what the intention was.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because that right there is why it's such bullshit rhetoric when you hear a game touting how it's going to be a hardcore group-based game and we're going to make a return to the days of old when everything was group-based. And I was like, yeah, nobody wants to play EverQuest in 2022. Like, there's 800 people who play P99. That's it. That's the total sum of people who want that kind of gameplay. The vast majority of players want to be able to progress their characters at any point in time
In
and
some
do group
way.
content.
Right.
Yeah, in some way, and do group content when they want and when they have time to do so.
I think it depends on how you make your game too. You know, like if that wouldn't work for WoW, would it work for? Would it work for Pantheon? I don't know. The way they got it set up right now, it does. But the game's not out. It's in early access because it funnels everybody to the group content. You know what I mean? And then everybody's there, and you get a group. But there's also lots of activities you can do in Pantheon that are for yourself. You can straight up just go do small quests and kill monsters that are lower level by yourself, and it's a legitimate philosophy.
Another good example is go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say they were just talking about in the last update. Someone asked the question, what kind of decisions has changed things in the game based on player feedback? And they said, well, making solo an actual thing that can be done, right? And then they reiterate, like, yes, we are a group-focused game, right? But the players showed us that, like, there has to be avenues for solo people, even if it's slower, it's not as fast, you're gonna miss out on really cool stuff, etc. There has to be that route, you know?
It's also okay to have stuff that no one gets to do unless they're part of a group.
Right.
I love to use real-world examples. I can be a rock climber, and I can choose how to be a rock climber. I can go to the gym and climb a rock wall there. I can go out and climb rocks in the local canyons. I can go and become a free climber psychopath who doesn't use ropes. Like, there's lots of ways that I can be a rock climber. But if I want to go to Everest and I want to climb Mount Everest, that you can't do that alone. That is a group-based encounter. You need an entire expedition. It costs a lot of money, and you're going to be training for minimum of 6 months to be able to go up on that mountain and do that climb. It's not something that you can just do because I want to climb. I'm a climber. Like, nope.
That's right, yeah. The really cool things, you're gonna need people, you know? It's always been like that. I mean, that's true for this game. I don't know if there's any MMO that's not true in.
Nah, even Star Wars New Republic, as much as it's become like a sort of an RPG with multiplayer components, even that game, the coolest content of the game, like the world raids and the raid, all that stuff requires a group to do the operations and stuff. Like you can't just go off and kill a giant thing by yourself. Like you need friends.
That'd be nice, Jared.
If you
I didn't
only
know
have
that.
group content, what's going to end up happening is what happens when majority of your player base is at or around end level. What happens to those people that just started out?
Yeah.
And there's next to no people in that level range. If you don't have some kind of some way to solo, then those people are most likely going to quit.
Yeah, because he won't be able to do anything.
And that's why P99 has 800 people playing it.
Or you have a gameplay loop built in that causes people to always... I don't want to use the word alt because there's other ways to do it, but that's what most people are probably going to think of, that make them constantly be going back. And in my opinion, when your game gets old, I think sub-jobs is how you do that. In my opinion, where you got to level up a different job on the same character, but you start over, and you use that abilities at like halfway point to make your class better. But I'm a Final Fantasy 11 lover, and that always made that game to where there was always, to this day, game as old as dirt, still people leveling up in the brand new zone because they're leveling up a sub-job.
Yeah. I mean, the other way would be something like EverQuest 2 with mentoring. However, it's hard because even that has its issues once it got to a certain point when people would mentor down that are max level.
Yeah.
I guess maybe they didn't have their algorithm right, and they were just way too powerful and they trivialized everything.
True. And I'll tell you another problem that came up way later in Final Fantasy XI's history with that system was people were leveling up to max in the very first like grouping zone. We were talking about this the other day. It was called the Dunes, and people were going to max there. They would just find a low level because it was too, it was easy, find a low level, mentor down, and take it all the way to max level into one stupid place.
Huh.
Does anybody know who Yumi from League of Legends is?
No.
Yep. I don't know, Jared.
Was
We
that
got
it?
no reference.
That's it.
That's the
That's the last
dungeon.
boss.
All right.
Ooh,
If you run this way, this is a quick way out.
I'm gonna get my nap now.
Got a buddy who played 11, got him to try WoW around to Wrath. He never ever grouped with me or my other friend. His reason: I don't need to. I can do it myself faster. Well, I purposefully grouped because I enjoyed it and was used to it from 11. Granted, he was used to grouping from 11 too, but he opted for the meta, which WoW enabled via soloing. And there are people like that for sure. Like they don't want to group because they got to share their experience when they kill stuff.
Oh,
and
we have met a bunch of those.
Yep. That's
Hey
the
guys, you
thing.
want to join us through this quest? No thanks. I don't want to share quest XP. I don't want to share kill XP. It's quicker to do it by myself.
Yep.
My blood is my own.
Alright, tomorrow, Nathan, we'll be starting around 7 a.m. is the start time for the stream. So
Okay.
if you want to join us tomorrow, and Friday we do it the same time, same place.
And
then my brother might be going camping Thursday night. If he does, we'll just focus on getting Sparrow caught up on Thursday night rather than running a dungeon.
okay. And
We can drop down over here and not have to run all the way down.
tomorrow morning, are we playing on these characters or on our other ones?
Yes.
Okay.
These ones. These will be the characters we play every morning from 7 to 11. until DK's launch, and then I'll be switching over to a DK. The 4 to 6 a.m. stuff is only when my brother is available to play, and then we only do that for like 2 hours.
Okay.
That's for the static group guys.
Yeah, what you guys were just talking about before that was a good example of people playing games their own way.
Yeah.
Like, but I'll give you a really good example. When Fallout 4 came out, it was when it was still developing, actually before it came out, at my work, when we still worked in the office. It was the talk of the town. When it came out, everybody was playing it. 3 or 4 of those people that played it were like, I didn't really like it. It was too short. I beat it in 10 hours. And I was like, what are you talking about? I've played it for 40 hours and I'm not even halfway through the game. And it's because they just did only the main storyline. And they didn't do any of the side missions. Like, they're the type of people that they don't really care about environmental storytelling or what areas look like. They just want to complete the game.
Yep.
Good point.
Buy and trade.
And Tetsu's talking about solo ability discourages socialization from the example just given. Yeah, and I agree, except for that's because that's the way WoW decided to do it, though, right? Or that's what ended up happening as a result of, that being the way people wanted to play. So I personally think that you need a path for solo play, but it should be much slower than grouping up. There should be all the advantages should be for grouping, right? You get to see the cool places, you get the better gear and equipment and drops, most likely, and it's going to be faster. But soloing for in between, or when you can't find a group, or you don't have hours to join a group, or to go deep into a dungeon or whatever, you should be able to solo, and it's just slower progress, but that's what you have time to do for that time, or that's what you feel like doing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't want to deal with a bunch of people. You just want to log on. You just want to kill some things, chill out, relax. You had a bad day. You know what I mean?
From a business perspective, that goes also back to what Renfail was saying. Keeping your customers in your product.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Like, if you have no solo content, what is that person going to do then? If
Log
they don't
out,
have a whole
go
lot of
do
fun?
something
they'll play
else.
something else. Is
Yeah.
what they'll do.
This also goes back to the barrier to entry needs to be as low as possible, which is why a monthly subscription is suicide for most games, because you've now made that barrier to entry so high, and there are so many other things that people can go do that they will go do them because they're being offered free shit, and people will always take free shit above paid shit, and people will always take the path of least resistance. It's not to say that a subscription-based game can't work, but it will be much more niche than a game that is
It will be
buy to
more
play or
niche.
free to play.
It would be more niche, but in my opinion, that's better. In my opinion, I feel like there should be an investment into the product so that everybody playing it has some sort of investment into it, and that monthly sub guarantees it. And I freaking hate cash ops. I just can't stand it. I'm not saying I won't play a game with a cash op, because I do, because all games have them except for 11. But I'll play it, but it irks me and it bothers me, and it just degrades the quality of the game. So I prefer the sub-based model. I think they need to up it. I don't think $15 is cutting it anymore. I think, it's been a long time since 1999, and $15 ain't what it used to be. But production of games costs way more than it used to, too. And let's not forget that people's livable wages went up, etc., etc., etc. But I do believe that these free games, man, they're just filled with a bunch of people that have no investment in the game. They don't care at all about it. It's like toilet paper. They wipe their butt with it and they flush it down the toilet. Like, when you sub to a game, you got a commitment. You kind of feel, at least for 1 month, you feel like, I need to give this game a real shot, and I need to try a little bit, you know? That's the way I feel about it. I feel like subs are the way to go. I feel like people need to buy it, your product. When they don't buy it, they're not going to respect it, you know? That's how I feel. But I do not disagree with you. You are right. It is a barrier to entry. It is going to limit. It is making it niche. And lots of people will never try your game.
For the Alliance.
But in my opinion, those people you don't want anyway. Kind of like when they say, never give a puppy away. Make people pay for it. Right? Because that proves they wanted it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. There's not a single free-to-play game I have respect for.
Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at it.
Yeah. I don't respect a single free-to-play game that started. Now, there's some that had to convert that way to try to draw more people, etc. EverQuest 2. I do enjoy those games, but I don't enjoy all the crap that came with it, so it could go free-to-play. I would way much prefer just pay them my monthly fee, enjoy their game.
And that's why I do pay monthly for Lotro as an example, because I get everything for the Veep, and I don't have to worry about the nickel and diming. And I will say they have gotten way better now. The free-to-play option for Lotro is ridiculously good for what they give you. It did not always exist in that form, however. It was shit free-to-play up until, you know, the 15th anniversary edition that happened a few months back.
Yeah, it was rough.
But I've always just played VIP because I like the game. I want to support the company. And even though I don't play it like every day, it's worth it. The $10 a month that it comes out to, because I prepay in 3-month blocks, it makes it worth it to me.
Yeah, and we were talking the other day, another interesting thing about that, about supporting companies, and you know, there's a game that I'm not even a big fan of the company that owns it, but I like the game, and it would sadden me if it didn't exist anymore. And we were talking about when Pantheon comes out, you're going to cancel your EverQuest sub, because I've had that baby going forever, right? Even when I wasn't playing it. So, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I will. And selfishly, the reason why I don't think I'll cancel it when Pantheon comes out is because if enough people cancel the game and they close it down, at least I won't have a bad conscience, because I'll be like, well, I stayed subbed. I supported them to the end. I wasn't part of the problem. You know, because it would be a sad world where EverQuest doesn't exist. It really would. I wouldn't want that.
Well, with any luck, I mean, they'll keep those games going for another 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Until EverQuest 3 comes out. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
And Daybreak, when you decide to close the servers down, give all your database to people, okay? It's not fair for the game not to exist at all just because you're wiping your hands clean of it. You know, that's not freaking fair. It needs to be preserved for historical sake alone. I'm actually referring to Vanguard. Give us a freaking database. For God's sakes, do something. Sell it to us, something.
Alright, well, I'm going to head out and go take my nap now.
Yep. I'm going to take a little break.
My beauty sleep in, and we'll be back tonight, at least on my stream. We'll be back at 5 p.m. tonight, doing some more questing. I know we're going to run Dire Maul tonight to get Simon, a.k.a. Brian, his Pally Epic mount.
Nice.
So, for those who are listening to the streams, that's when I'll be streaming tonight. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow morning with Nathan and Maduros at 7 a.m. Central is the game plan.
Good deal.
I'm going to do my sign-off here, and I'll catch you guys later.
All right, guys.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good day. Have a good day, guys.
Good chats.
EverQuest stream going would be fantastic. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off for a while. I'll be back. Let's see, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. I'll be back for another stream here in a bit. Maybe Vanguard. Might hop on Vanguard. Probably will. Play a little bit of that. See if we can't get a group going. And then we'll be playing this again. Almost made to 62 today, which is really pretty good. Yeah, so I'll be back. Just give me a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, get something to eat, and yeah, I'll be back with some Vanguard. So hopefully you guys will join me for that. Vanguard Saga of Heroes. And about an hour, I'll be back. And until then, guys, thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.